What's up, Knicks Nation? Welcome to the Knicks War Room, another edition. And this time we got a very special guest. But we will be answering some questions tonight, and your input is required. I do want to know, is the league's 65 game minimum a good idea? Should we scrap it? Is it unfair? We'll unpack that tonight. We'll also talk about the starting lineup. We all know the Knicks have been on the 2-game slide, and there's been a lot of critiques towards this Knicks team and their starting five. Should Mike Brown consider making that power switch? Who stays? Who comes out the lineup? We'll also answer, since we're on the topic of switching lineups, Mitchell Robinson, someone who is beloved by many of the Knicks faithful. A lot of people believe that he deserves his crack starting in the lineup with Karl-Anthony Towns. What say you? And Jordan Clarkson has reemerged. 0 minutes, no time to being thrown in the game during key pivotal moments as he made his claim to get more minutes. And lastly, but not least, how do you guys feel about the 2 losses in LA? Is it a sign of things to come? Or was it just a 2-game blip? What say you? We will discuss all of these topics tonight inside of the Knicks War Room. Welcome to the Knicks War Room. I am your host, Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan, and I'm straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. Man, you know the vibes. Tell a friend that we live, man. First things first, the rules are always the same. We gotta smash that like button on the way in. It's very, very important to the algorithm that they know that we are live. So as you enter, big time salute to everybody who's here early. I do appreciate you guys. We got a nice show, and we need your help. We need you to go ahead and smash that like button off the rip. And while you at it, you might as well subscribe, okay? Because we know that in the last 28 days, that at least 60% of you guys are not subscribed. So do us a favor and smash that subscribe button, all right? And also, we do have special giveaways once we reach certain milestones. Okay, we have the 5K giveaway, right? Anytime we reach this mark, we will give away this card. Listen, no emails, no phone numbers. All you have to do is subscribe, all right? And big time salute to everybody who is in the building early. Let me take a look at the chat. What's going on, Zach? I see you, Maxine, the super producer. Big time salute to my man, Tugboat Taylor. I see you in the house. Of course, my man, Coach in the building. Big time salute to you guys. It's a pleasure having you guys on, and continue to smash that like button. So without further ado, I'm going to get to our special guest tonight. All right. My man, Errol Marks from the Jabba in the Mouth show, man. How's it going, Errol?
I'm happy to be here. We've been having back and forth banter offsets with this sound and trying to get this right. And I want the fans to know that Karan is doing all the back end stuff, making sure that everything is perfect for tonight's show. So shout out to you, Karan, because if it wasn't for you, there would be so many bleeps or whatever the hell they call it when it comes to sound problems and all the craziness on the back end. So I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to entertain all the fans that are going to be listening to the show tonight. There's a lot of topics we're going to get into, especially with the 65 game rule, which we have our own opinion, I'm sure. And I'm sure we're going to blast the NBA in some kind of way, because the MVP voting is going to be, it's so important. If you don't play 65 games, you have no way of winning the MVP. So the MVP thought is you got to play 65 games or more, or you're gonna have a problem. So, and right now,
Right.
Shea Alexander might not be in that 65 game total right now. Jokic right now is just about to be in that total mark. Wembanyama
Hmm.
might not be there. Cade Cunningham looks like he's going to be there, and that's the
Right.
thing that might drive Cade Cunningham all the way to the top because of the season that he's having. So we'll get into that.
Yes, 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 most definitely. But first, though, before we start, I got to give you a big time salute for your interview with Chris Childs.
Thank you.
I did manage to catch it, yeah, catch some moments with that. So that was a nice interview. I like to hear the former players' opinions, like the guys from the old Knicks' opinion on the new Knicks now, and he always does a good job of expressing that. And I remember, matter of fact, this is a full circle moment, right, Errol? So my third video I ever did on this channel,
Mhm.
I did a video about him
Yes.
when he was on Vlad TV,
Mhm.
and he said the Knicks were going to go to the Eastern Conference Final. So this was kind of cool seeing that you had him on there, and yeah, great job,
Chris
great
is
job.
a good friend of the show. He's really been behind us from the beginning. He knows what we know, and he knows that we know what we're talking about. When it comes to Knicks or any sports, he follows us. He watches our show religiously, and he knows that we're crazy, but we actually know what we're talking about. So one of these days, I'll get him on your show. I think you guys, all your Knick fans, will enjoy somebody like Chris Childs. He's become a very close friend, and we get a lot of ex-Knicks on this show. So
Mm.
especially I've had Patrick Ewing, I have Charles Oakley, John Starks, and Chris Childs has become a very good friend of the show. He comes on a show and we help him raise money. He does so many things for young kids and young children trying to go to college, trying to help the poor. Him and Oakley. Oakley's a chef. I don't know if you guys know that, and he donates
Oh.
a lot of money and time and food. Every Thanksgiving, he goes to LA, he comes to New York, and he donates a lot of time. So him, Chris Childs, John Starks, all of them, they put the time in to help out the poor and people that need as much help as they possibly can get.
No, big time salute to those guys, man. They're pioneers. They should all be celebrated. And I'm happy to see those guys still, doing their thing, talking basketball or just whatever work they got going. So yeah, man, let's get it started. I think I feel like you got some fire with that 65 game rule. So we might have to save that for a little bit. I like the energy with the 65 game rule. Uh let's start off a little lighter.
Mhm.
Should the Knicks change the starting lineup? Should they change their starting lineup? We see, hey, the team has great moments where they look like they're going to win the championship, but then they have these two games in LA and it looks like it's over. What say you? What do you think about the starting lineup with the way it's constructed?
Here's the thing. I know a lot of people like Josh Hart. I love Josh Hart. I think he's more of a six man. That's where I think he is. Depending on who they play on the high pick and roll, we saw what they've done against the Spurs, and they use Josh Hart a lot in the high pick and roll. They use him kind of like a Draymond Green in their offense.
Right.
So I like how they use him against certain teams. Some of the matchups, I could see why Josh Hart should start, maybe as a power forward. He's undersized, but he's a pest. He's a great rebounder at his size. So I could see it. But Mitchell Robinson should get a chance. I think, and I understand what a lot of Knick fans are going to say. He doesn't stay healthy. He's not healthy enough. And that's good. I mean, that's a good argument. You want Mitchell Robinson ready for the playoffs because when Mitch is playing at a high level, the Knicks are hard to play against with the size that they add with Karl Anthony Towns and him on the court. But we don't see that enough. And we have to see the combinations. And there has to be more combinations with the size advantage the Knicks have. Look at the Celtics. The problem with the Celtics going into the playoffs is their size. It's always
Mm.
going to be their problem against teams like Detroit, the Knicks. Detroit's a very big team and vicious team. They're going to push you around. They're going to beat you up. The Knicks kind of play that way too. Mike Brown likes to play that way too. So,
Right.
and when Mitchell Robinson's on the court, he's beating the hell out of you guys. Yeah, that's what
Mm.
that's what he did against the Spurs in the Cup game. If you remember, Mitchell Robinson would not let Wembanyama go up, and that's what Josh Hart was doing, and OG Anunoby was doing in the second game they played against the Spurs. But remember, Mike Brown has coached behind Greg Popovich. They know how they run their defense and their offense, so
Right.
it's different when you're matched up against teams like Detroit, where the Knicks have had problems against, or even the Lakers this year. Say whatever you want. The Lakers have given the Knicks fits when they played the Lakers. So I think there needs to be some kind of switch off. And I think guys like Mitchell Robinson, he looks like he's healthy. He's ready to play. Maybe playing him 25, 26 minutes a game, getting him on in the court, not trying to work the minutes. Remember, how many games do we have left in the NBA season? What is it, 25?
I think, well, we're at game 66, so that'll be what, 16 more games.
16 games. I'm sorry. So I'm adding more games.
Yeah.
So 16 more games until the playoffs. It gives the Knicks a little bit more time to see how these matchups and how these, these lineups will fit for the playoffs, because you're going to see Mitchell Robinson start in the playoffs. You're going to see it. So if Mitch doesn't feel comfortable playing with Karl-Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby and Jalen Brunson, it's going to be a problem when they're matched up against the Cavaliers, which they're starting five, or even their six. Their sixth guy is sometimes starting in the starting lineup.
Right.
You have to understand what these rotations are. And I think right now, when guys aren't playing well, like Mikal Bridges, he doesn't show up to some of the games. OG is a great defender. He never lacks that, but he lacks the offensive side of the ball in some games. And then Josh Hart, he's good offensively in some games, but most games he's really tied down to the defense and the rebounding. A lot of these guys, and a lot of the offense comes from two guys. Karl-Anthony Towns, which is going to give you 20 to 22 points a game, and Jalen Brunson, that's averaging, I think, 26, 27 points per game right now. You need to have more consistency on the third and fourth offensive options. I'm not saying Mitchell Robinson's going to give you 12 or 14 points a game, but if Mitch gives you 10 points a game, 12 rebounds a game, and 4 blocks or 3 blocks or whatever, if he's playing 25, 26 minutes, he's averaging, I don't know if anybody knows this, when Mitch plays five or more minutes, he's averaging a block every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes. So if he's playing 25 minutes, he's averaging between 3 to 3.5 blocks a game. Right now, who leads the league in blocks? Wembanyama. What is he averaging right now? Probably around 4 or 5. So
I can't tell you. Yeah, go ahead.
So if Mitch is playing 25, 26 minutes, and you're using him on his strengths and his ability to guard the basket and guard the hole, I'm going to tell you this right now. Mitch, remember, when Mitch was playing a significant amount of minutes, he led the league in blocks. So Mitchell Robinson is their anchor on their defense. He is everything to their defense. And when Mitch plays a significant portion of the game, it's hard for teams to score against them, especially getting into the paint. They're chucking up threes against the Knicks at a real high level. And again, the Knicks are one of the best defensive teams in the NBA right now. So you going into the playoffs, it's a completely different world. And I think Mitch can give you that tandem that they have in the middle of the court, and tenacious. What's the word? What would be the best word for it? Tenacious or
tenacious?
Tenacious.
Tenacious?
Tenacious
defense. I got you.
Tenacious defense the Knicks need, especially in the next 16, 15 games left of the season. The Knicks need to get as many wins as they possibly can. Are they going to catch up to Detroit? Probably not. And they're 3 games behind the Celtics, or 3.5 games behind the Celtics.
Yeah.
It seems like it's going to be between the Celtics and Detroit. But guess where the Knicks finished their season last year? They finished the season in 3rd. So what is the difference if they finish in 3rd, 2nd, or 1st? If they play the Celtics in the semifinals, well, the Celtics are going to have home court advantage. Did that help the Celtics last year? It didn't. The Knicks won 3 games in a row before the Celtics beat them in game number 4. So the Knicks, and I don't think this is going to be the same Celtic team next year. I mean, going into this year's playoffs. Yeah. Why? Because the Celtics know what the Knicks are going to give them. The Celtics. Now, this is a different Knick team. Remember, this is not Tom Thibodeau. This is Mike Brown. So Mike Brown's going to have a different game plan against the Celtics. And we have seen the Celtics this year play against the Knicks. They've had problems against the Knicks. They have had problems, but they haven't had Jason Tatum. So now we're going to see what Tatum brings to the table, what the Knicks are going to have to bring to the table, and the combinations they're going to have going into the playoffs, especially in their starting lineup, and who's playing what, how many minutes they're going to play. And they're going to have to use Mitchell Robinson more if they're going to be able to compete against these nasty Detroit Piston teams. And even the Celtics, who have a problem, the Knicks have always had a problem when Jaylen Brown gets to the hole, or even Jason Tatum gets into the paint. The Knicks have had problems against them in the past. So, and Mitchell Robinson's going to play a big dividend and a big part of what the Knicks are going to do moving forward.
Okay. Well, I like what you did there. You combined two of the topics, because Mitchell Robinson should start changing the starting lineup. It's kind of the same thing, because more than likely he would be the guy who most would think would get the nod. But the good thing about this is we do disagree. Completely disagree. I mean, to all the guys who watch the channel, you guys know I hate the double big lineup starting. It's a reason for it. One, Towns does his best work while playing at the 5. His career years is better at the 5. Last year, he was a 5, 25 and 12. In Minnesota, his numbers were down. Even though he was an all-star that one year, he was giving you 8 rebounds, maybe 20 points. The problem with the double big lineup, and now I don't mind it off the bench. I don't mind it off the bench. I don't mind it against certain lineups. But we already seen the double big lineup together. There's a reason why Mike Brown went away from it. And it was because it just didn't work. We are 5-7 anytime they start together. When they are apart, I'm going to give you the number on that. When they are apart, we are 24-10. And that also includes Josh Hart being instituted into the starting lineup. And if you give me 2 seconds, I'll give you that number as well. The record when Josh Hart is instituted into the starting lineup, our record is 24-10. So the success is there. And I do agree with Earl in the sense of this lineup definitely has some issues. But the problem is we don't have no one on the bench that I don't think that could replace the guys in the starting lineup. The only guy maybe that can do it, and who is a plus-minus god, is Deuce McBride. Maybe. But if you put Deuce out there, he's too damn small, right? He's too damn small. Josh Hart, the reason why he is so important is because while he's not the most proficient, efficient, best ball handler, he does push the ball in transition. He does average 5 assists a game. He does make the defense pay. Now, recently, his three-point shot fell off, right? Before the last couple of games, he was shooting 40%. He's down to like 20% right now, right? So it's hard to argue for Hart right now in terms of his shooting, but he's not like Mikal Bridges, who is a guy who I'm glad he's now getting a lot more smoke and fire, because he really is the weak link. A lot of people put it on Josh Hart. When Josh Hart doesn't shoot, at least you know he's going to hustle hard. He's going to get rebounds, et cetera, et cetera. It's gotten to the point right now where Mikal Bridges can't even guard certain matchups. Like, Josh Hart gets Luka. Josh Hart gets Kawhi. Why doesn't Mikal Bridges get those assignments? Isn't Mikal Bridges supposed to be wing stop? Super defensive stop? So this is why people, they don't understand me, or they get upset when I say, oh yeah, I'm trading wing stop for Giannis. Bye, get them both out of here. I love OG. He's phenomenal. But if I can get somebody who is a first team All-NBA, 7 years in the row, MVP, right? Bro, I got to make the move, because these guys just aren't cutting it. I'm not getting the consistency from these guys that I need. So I do agree with Earl that the lineup is kind of underwhelming at times. But to bring it to Towns, the defense is great with Towns in the lineup. It's great because Towns is actually not a bad defender, contrary to people's popular belief. The problem with Towns, I'm going to tell you the problem. He gets into foul trouble. Because he gets into foul trouble, he cannot be aggressive on defense, and now you got to pull him out the game, and he hurts your team. Anytime Towns gets 5 fouls or more, we're 4-12, right? So we understand that Towns can be a liability, but I'm not going to put it on him that he's a bad defender. I'm not saying he's Mutombo. I'm not saying he's Wemby. Right. I'm not saying he's one of the elite big guys, but the reason why the defense is good is because of you gotta factor in what Towns has been able to give to this team, right? And by the way, so when we talk about lineups now, right? The starting five when I last checked was a +2. This was a couple of games ago, about 6 games ago. They're now 0.7, plus 0.7. So there is some slippage there. So I understand why people are like, man, I don't know. It's looking a little shaky, right? It's because there has been some slippage, but still, this is their best lineup. The other lineups that the best, if you base it on plus minus, the best lineup that we have is, well, I can't even say that because a lot of the times the lineups are not getting that much minutes. But when I did my last Knicks in 10 show, a lineup that this is the reason why you see this lineup to start the fourth quarters is Towns, Diawara, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Alvarado, right? So that's why you see, I'm thinking that he playing that lineup a lot. Right now, tinkering with lineups, I don't want to do it right now because you're going into a postseason. And okay, if we do it, this technically is the time because we got this stretch is, you got Utah, Indiana. I mean, there's a lot of games that you should win. Right now, I'm not trying to disrespect these guys. They're all professionals. But at the same time, right, you should beat these teams. So maybe now, if you want to tinker, I don't think it should be Mitchell Robinson. You can't play Mitchell Robinson in fourth quarters. You can't play Mitchell Robinson in certain stretches of the game because they're going to hack a Mitchell, right? And then the load management stuff is crap. There's no evidence that load management helps players be healthy. It's a bunch of nonsense. Salute to the channel members. Y'all know I did a video, a channel member. It was like 40 minutes. I know it went over some of you guys' heads, but the load management is not helping Mitch. It's a farce, and there's some more, in my opinion, political things happening there that's causing, this to happen. But last night we could have used Mitch. We're 11-6-7 when Mitch misses games. We could have used him. Imagine if he played those 7 games and we win half of those games. We'd be right there with Boston. Not having Mitchell Robinson is a problem, but I don't think you should start him. I love Mitch. He's great off the bench, okay? I don't think you change the starting lineup. Now, what you could do is maybe consider playing Mo Diawara more. Play certain guys more. If Bridges is not cutting it, pull him out the game. I even had to argue for him. I said, I understand he's terrible, but he ain't the only one that's terrible. But that was at that time. But of course, last night happened and whatever. I still don't think we have someone to take him out. If we did, the only guy we have is Deuce, in my opinion. I'm not sure if you want to respond. You can if you like. But hold on, before you respond, Errol getting ready to go in. We got to continue to get the likes up. Continue to smash the like button. I'm going to let Errol go in. He can respond. And then after he responds, we could take some calls. But we got to continue to get the likes up, all right? Maxine's like, what are we doing out here? All right? Continue to get the likes up. It's important to the algorithm, okay? Big time salute to BS10258. I see you, all right? He said, we up there with Boston. Okay, I see you. Big time salute to, Angie, I see you. Big time salute. Randu, I see you. Killer B, HRM, continue to get the likes up, y'all. You guys know we do 100 like minimum on our shows. Anything less will be uncivilized. So continue to smash the like button. Now go ahead, Earl.
All right. So you brought up Deuce, and Deuce was good in the first round against Detroit. After that, Deuce McBride was a no-show. Was a no-show against the Celtics. Was a no-show against Indiana. I don't trust Deuce McBride. Now, when Mitchell Robinson is 100% healthy, and we've seen him in the playoffs, even when he was playing the 76ers before, we know what Embiid did, pulling his leg and practically hurting him for the rest of the series and rest of the playoffs. It absolutely killed a guy like Mitchell Robinson. And I disagree with you because Mitchell Robinson, yes, he's a problem in the fourth quarter. Hack a Mitch, as they hack a Shaq, which they did many times. But what Mitch gives to you, especially in the first 3 quarters, is rebounding, blocks, and defense, something that Karl-Anthony Towns has a problem doing that consistently. And I do believe that in the playoffs, it becomes a half-court game. It's a different game. It's a different style of basketball that you have to play in the playoffs. Teams play harder defense. They play more slow-pace offenses, isolation basketball, which we've seen teams do. There's only a couple teams over the years, like I would say the Golden State Warriors, when they like to use the triangle offense and spread out the offense so they can toss up threes. There are teams. Also, the Timberwolves are another team that likes to speed up the passing and get the ball inside and out as quick as they possibly can. So I understand what you're saying. I just think that with Karl-Anthony Towns and Mitch, especially in the playoffs, you need that size. You need that length. And I don't look at the regular season as important as it is in the playoffs. And when I watch these two players play and what they can bring to the table, especially when you need to be a good offensive rebounding team against the Cleveland Cavaliers, because they're one of the better ones. And if you match up against them, you're going to need that. Or even the Celtics, even though they're undersized, they're a very good offensive rebounding team. You need that consistency. And I think that's what Mitchell Robinson gives you. And you can't take Karl-Anthony Towns off the court, because if you have Mitch, you have a lackadaisical offense. Because if it's going to Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns is not getting the ball and he's not shooting the ball and it's not spreading out the offense, then the other guys are not going to get involved. Because we've seen this before. OG Anunoby, when he's used as a second guy or sometimes even the third guy, he's not the same defensive player. And Mikal Bridges, he's a guy that's on and off. Mikal could be a guy that's going to give you 25 points, or he's going to give you 14, 15 points in a game. He's inconsistent. I disagree with you when it comes to trading OG Anunoby or anybody for Giannis. I love Giannis. I think Giannis is a great piece, but I'm not trading OG. The Knicks were not trading OG. Before the season started, there were talks about Giannis coming to the Knicks, and there were back and forth banters with Leon Rose and Worldwide West that Giannis was getting pushed to the Knicks, and Giannis wanted to come here. But the one guy the Knicks did not want to trade out of all the guys that they wanted was OG Anunoby. And now you can see what OG brings to the table. Those perimeter defenders don't grow on trees. How many guys can do what OG Anunoby can do, defending five positions? He's an absolute pest. He's a flea. And I'm not trading those guys. Those guys don't grow. And by the way, Jose Alvarado is a great player. He could defend two positions. He is not OG Anunoby. He can't defend a center position. Did anybody see what OG did to Wembanyama in the second game against the Spurs? He killed him. He made Wembanyama look like a featherweight. This is a guy that's 7'5", couldn't get into the paint, and every time he got into the paint, OG was swiping the ball. And I know what you're going to say, Karan. You're going to tell me, well, Wembanyama is still young. He still needs to fill in his body. Yeah, that's what everybody says. No, I've been telling you.
What I'm going to tell you is, what I was going to ask is OG Anunoby a defensive player of the year?
100%. He should be up. Top three.
Did he win it? No. Did he win it already? Does he have that on his resume?
I think that he should. I think that he absolutely should win defensive player of the year.
That brother that you say you don't want, he's not only just defensive team, not just 1 year, he is defensive player of the year. He plays defense at a high level, Giannis.
100%.
Like, so, if you have the opportunity to get a player of that caliber, you got to make a move, because just not too long ago, OG Anunoby was injury prone.
Karan.
Who remembers that? Now he's our beloved OG who would never trade. What happens again when he'll put up 6 points in the game?
Ladies and gentlemen,
what are you going to say then?
Is a Giannis lover. He is an absolute Giannis lover.
Yes.
He wants Giannis in the building at NXT. He wants to see the Greek freak dancing around and prancing around as the playoffs begin in a New York Knicks jersey. Here's the reason why I don't want Giannis if I have to trade away pieces that people believe Milwaukee is asking for. You're going to trade OG Anunoby, Karl-Anthony Towns, McBride, and maybe another piece in a draft pick to get a guy like Giannis. You lose your depth. You need that depth in the playoffs. And Giannis,
who's the package you said? OG? Say the package again.
So what I was hearing is Karl-Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, McBride, and somebody else, and a draft pick.
That's impossible. That's impossible. That's too much money. Giannis makes the same money as Towns.
I got
OG makes about.
Oh, they're going to add more pieces. because there is who's the kid, the power forward over there,
Kuzma.
Kuzma's the guy that would have to be involved with the trade, and they'll trade pieces to kind of match up the deal because that's what they're going to have to do. And it's not gonna make sense for the Knicks because right now bringing in Giannis and Giannis is a great player. He's a great option for the Knicks if they want to bring in. If they think that Giannis is the missing piece that's going to win him a championship, they don't want to trade away pieces that's going to help them on the back end. And I think that's going to be the problem. I think that's going to be the problem with this Giannis deal. And Karan, here's another thing. And a lot of Knicks fans are going to sit here. I was on your show a couple of weeks ago, and somebody told me OG should be the number 2. OG should be the number 2. OG is not built to be a number 2. That's not his game. Okay. He could be a 3. You can get about 16, 17, maybe even 18 points for OG like a Kevin Love. That's what he is. But Kevin Love doesn't have the ability that OG Anunoby has defending 5 positions. So those guys, you can't trade those guys. And that's what they're asking for. So as good as Giannis is, and by the way, Giannis is in his 30s. How many years left do you have of Giannis at a very high level? And Giannis is not very good against the Celtics, as we've seen. He's not very good against teams that know how to defend against him. And we all know that in the playoffs, Giannis becomes one-dimensional. So as a Knicks fan, do you want those one-dimensional players that are going to be a problem when the going gets tough? The Knicks have those guys. They have guys that become one-dimensional.
I'm sorry. This man had 50 in the finals.
If I
put him with Towns, the greatest shooting big man of all time, that pick and roll is going to be unguardable. You can't guard Giannis with Towns on the floor and Brunson. No, sir. Listen, I tell these guys, if you want fair, you go to the carnival. There's no such thing as a fair trade. All right. What happens is this. You have the person with leverage. That's the person that makes the trade happen. The trade doesn't happen unless he says, hey, I want to go to New York. I'm not going anywhere else. You trade me somewhere else. I'm not signing there. If he does that, the trade is done. There is no leverage. They know that his date is 2027. They don't got no draft pick this year. They got to swap for the worst. So if they had that first round pick, Giannis would have been traded already, 100%, because they need that star to build with. Unfortunately for Milwaukee, is either you're going to let Giannis walk and he's going to LA, or you trade him and you get OG Anunoby and you be happy. That's all you can do. But Errol, should we take in some calls?
Let's go, man. Let's go.
I know we only answered one question, but yeah, let's take in some calls. This is good. I like it. 646-995-8389. Call up. You want to talk to me and Errol. Technically, we touched on 2 topics because Mitchell Robinson and the starting lineup. So that's technically 2. So we're doing good, y'all. Continue to smash that like button. It's very important for the algorithm. All right. And call up, And by the way, because we got Errol on here, it's going to be a hard clock. Okay. So once you hear that, and you out of there. There's no, all right. So be prepared to get up out of here. And by the way, if you listen in Tugboat Taylor, I got you on that callback as well. All right. Hold on. We do got a caller. Get this person on the line. It's my man D from LA. I know he's going to, oh my God, this guy right here going to spark it up. Oh, hold on. Before I get to him, I got another channel member. What's going on, Randall? Talk to me, man. How you feeling? Can you hear me, Randall? Hold on. Make sure he can hear. 1 second. Bam. Can you hear me, Randall? Yeah. What's going on? You on the air? What's going on, Randall? I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's going on, man? You on the air, man. Talk to us. You got Errol on the line as well.
Okay. First, hey, what's up, Errol?
What's going on, man?
Let's go.
All right. First of all, the only way I'm going to make a deal for Giannis is we don't win a chip this year.
Okay.
Now, another thing. If you throwing Cat in the deal, ain't no way in hell I'm putting OG in that deal. We giving up Cat.
That's true. It's not going to require that much. Milwaukee has no leverage at all. And they think they have the leverage. They don't. It's all on Giannis. He just got to man up and say, look, I love y'all. I'm out of here. I want to go to New York. I'm only going to sign with New York. If he does that, he's a Knick. Guaranteed. 100%.
Right. Now, Bridges, I'm giving him up no matter if whether Cat is in the deal or not.
Okay. Why is that?
Huh?
Why is that?
Because
Why
if you get
oh, yeah, go ahead.
okay, if you're getting Giannis, you know what I'm saying, then to make the money match, you know what I'm saying, then okay, let's say you're not putting Cat in the deal. Then boom. What to make the money match? What? Bridges? Maybe OG? Or if you want to avoid letting OG go, you give up what? Bridges, Josh, and maybe who else? Deuce.
Hmm.
That right there make the money match.
I don't think the Knicks are going to trade
I don't think,
Josh Hart. I don't think Josh Hart.
I was going to say that. Go ahead.
A part of that trade. One reason why him and Jalen Brunson are very, very close, and they're like connected. And the whole Tom Thibodeau situation between Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson, those were the only two guys that wanted Tom Thibodeau to come back. There were a lot of stories that Karl Anthony Towns didn't want him to come back. Mikal Bridges didn't want him to come back. OG didn't want him to come back. I mean, the stories were out there, but obviously it didn't come out that way. But I do not believe Josh Hart will be involved. McBride makes sense. But here's the thing. If I'm Karl, if I'm a guy like Giannis and I'm all behind, I've been behind Milwaukee all these years. This is an organization that took me and my family in, took care of me and my family. Is he going to sit there and say, you know what, I'm going to make sure that this organization gets screwed? I can't see that. I think Giannis is going to say, listen, I want to make sure that this organization is taken care of. So, and we want to put him in the best position for them to succeed, not just myself. That's why I think I beg to differ on that move. I have to see more in that piece if I'm going to trade Giannis, and I don't think Giannis is going to allow the Milwaukee Bucks to get screwed. And I think that's the way I look at it.
Thanks, Randall, man. I appreciate the call,
okay,
brother.
Hold on. One more thing. Okay, look, if the Knicks don't win the championship, then it's going to be time to break up that Nova connection.
No question.
If we don't win the championship, then it's going to be time to break that up.
Right. I appreciate you, Randall. Thank you for the call, family. Big time.
Anytime, man. Later.
Thanks. All right. It's my man, Randall. We
I
got another call.
I agree with him. Absolutely. If the Knicks don't win the chip, and right now, as a Knicks fan, does any Knicks fan think the way the Knicks are playing right now, they're going to win a chip? And the answer would be no. The Celtics look better. Detroit has been up and down right now. I don't know if I trust Detroit. The Cavaliers are trying to get healthy right now. So we'll see how the Cavaliers move forward with James Harden and Mitchell. There are a lot of good teams in the Eastern Conference that could surprise the New York Knicks. So I know a lot of people say, well, the Knicks were in the Eastern Conference Finals. So what? We have seen Knicks teams in the 90s go as far as the Eastern Conference Finals and then lose in the Eastern Conference Finals. We've seen them go all the way to the finals in 99 and get their butts whipped by the Spurs, get absolutely blown out of the building. So as a Knicks fan, you have to understand that Mike Brown wants to put them in the best position to succeed. And that's why Giannis coming to the Knicks, if the Knicks don't win or don't go to the Eastern Conference Finals again, or even a championship, Giannis is more than likely to come. I don't think that's an argument. I think that's a surety that he will be a New York Knicks next year because Miami wanted him. He didn't go to Miami. The Timberwolves wanted him. He didn't go to the Timberwolves. And I'm sure both teams were offering him a significant amount of draft stock to get him. And he didn't want to go there. So
yeah, the Warriors for sure was offering the kitchen sink.
Yep.
They said we will do everything to get Giannis, and Giannis said no. And it was reported because he didn't want to be under Steph Curry's shadow. He wanted to go to a place where, like New York, that was where the rumor was started. Was he wanted to go to a place that hadn't won, so he could create his own legacy there or help build the legacy. So that's why A lot of people also said they's coming near. I do got some more calls. Let's get some more people in the building. 646-995-8389.
That's it.
Uh-oh. D from LA. Where we going? I got my man Earl.
I got you, boss. I got you. I just want to give perspective with this Giannis thing, right? Number one, it is up to Giannis to say if he wants to come to the Knicks or wherever he wants to go. One thing that I like putting in perspective about why it's probably taken Giannis a while to make this decision, this was his first stop in America as a kid. So this is all he knows. He's built his entire family here, so I get why it's difficult. But I also want to paint a picture for why a lot of people don't realize how screwed the Bucks are. You mentioned that the gentleman mentioned that he doesn't think Giannis is going to let the Bucks get screwed. It's not up to Giannis if the Bucks get screwed or not. The Bucks have screwed themselves already. The Bucks have screwed themselves. They have no leverage. I want to give you guys statistical fact why they've destroyed themselves. Karan already mentioned about the leverage that they don't have with the draft picks and things of that sort. But I want you to get a pen. I'm going to list a couple salaries, and I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this. I'm going to mention a couple names. All right, get ready. Jeremy Sohan, Mo Diawara, Ariel Hawkporty, Tyler Kolek, Jordan Clarkson, Landry Shamet, Pacome Dadier, Miles McBride, and Jose Alvarado. Do you know I mentioned those names? If you add up their salary, that is how much the Bucks are paying Dame Lillard not to play till 2030. A lot of people forget that they're still paying Dame Lillard not to play for the Bucks till 2030. And all the players I just mentioned, if you add up their salary, that's how much they're paying him. The Bucks screwed themselves. I don't know why they didn't take a deal this trade deadline, and they gave Giannis this much leverage. It most likely is because they trust him that he's going to do the right thing, and most likely he's going to do the rightest thing he can for them. But overall, they gave up their leverage. They gave up the leverage for the value of what a Giannis is, especially in this second apron. If you look at, we've discussed this before, if you look at the stars who've been traded, they're not really getting trade packages that work. I heard somebody talking to you today about Anthony Davis being a superstar. Anthony Davis is not a superstar. Was not traded for Luka. A superstar was not traded for KD. A superstar was not traded for Trae Young. A superstar, it's not happening anymore. That happened 3 years ago. The Bucks, I have no idea why they did not talk to the Knicks and get this dude here, but they lost their leverage a long time ago, and it's not getting any better this offseason. Will they get a decent amount?
The more it goes, the worse it'll be.
Right. You know what I mean? So they got to make a decision. We want him as a Knick. I would like him as a Knick, but if not the Knicks, whatever the case may be, the Bucks leverage is not what folks think though, at all. At all. But I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Big time, man. I appreciate it. Great call.
No doubt.
I like that take. And
you in this spot?
Yeah. I like the fact that he came up with the statistics with Kolek and all the guys on the bench, giving them the numbers and comparing them to Dame Lillard. And I knew that they were paying Dame Lillard to 2027. So he's absolutely right. But I think Giannis understands that Milwaukee took him and his family in. And I do believe that the Knicks are going to have Giannis has the leverage and the Knicks will have the leverage, but Giannis is going to make sure that they get something significant back from the Knicks. They're not just going to hand him over. Giannis, and one of the best players in the league, one of the top 5, top 6 players still in the NBA for nothing. It's just not going to happen. It's got to match and it's got to make sense. But I love the call. I thought he was awesome.
And you know, and what you're saying worries me because this is why in New York we've been trash since the 70s. See, the one thing that those teams knew in the 70s and even in the 80s, you got to get star players. We hadn't had a legitimate star since Patrick Ewing. I love Melo. I'm talking about All-NBA first team MVP. I'm not second team, not multiple-time All-Star. No, Bernard King was All-NBA first team. Bob McAdoo was All-NBA first team. Willis Reed, the last time we won the championship, our only MVP in franchise history, 1973. Those teams back then, those Knicks managers knew that we need stars in New York. All this OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges. I can ask you right now, Errol, with OG Anunoby being this great defender, can you guarantee me a championship with OG Anunoby?
No.
So he has to go. I need to get me somebody that could bring me a title in Madison Square Garden.
That doesn't
Listen,
guarantee.
we gotta take one more call.
Giannis
Respond.
Giannis doesn't guarantee you a championship either. This isn't the same Giannis when he was 28, 27 years old. This is a Giannis that is now fighting injury back-to-back years. That's what worries me about making him. I'm not saying that Giannis can't deliver a championship to the New York Knicks, and playing with Jalen Brunson is going to give you an absolute dominant force. But it worries me when you see Giannis. How old is he now? 32, going to be 33. He's not ageless. Eventually, everything's going to start to tear down. We've seen players like this. Shaquille O'Neal, remember that? Shaquille O'Neal was so dominant till he was 30 years old. And then what happened? The Lakers decided to move him. He won a championship with Miami, and everything started tearing down. He jumps from one team to another team to another team, and then he was done. Now, he's not Shaquille O'Neal, but he's also a guy that is very athletic and gifted, going to the hole and dominant. He jumps a lot, knees, ankles, feet. Things start going on these players. So that's what worries me about Giannis.
Man, so yeah, he's going to go to the Lakers with Luka, and they're going to show you how to win a championship. You got to get star players, and you wonder why you don't win New York City. This is why. The Yankees know. You got to get the stars, man.
Hold
and
on.
It's a different sport completely.
The Yankees? Well, we'll have to talk off air on that one.
No, not now. I'm talking about the championship. Hopefully we could. I don't know if the Yankees got a shot. I'm just saying, to use those, another reference, you got to get those star players.
In the 90s, the Yankees built around a core of players. They built around Derek Jeter, Jorge Posada, Bernie Williams, Mariano Rivera. That's what the Yankees did. And then they added veteran players, guys, key players like Jimmy Key, Scott Brocious, all these different guys. David Wells.
Stars, though. Yeah. Derek Jeter is a star. Are you kidding me?
Hold on. They built him into a star. He was drafted by the New York Yankees. So,
no, of course, no. But the point is, we don't get that leverage. No, I know. But we don't get the leverage to draft those. The last time we did was Ewing. And then we got robbed in the 80s because Bernard King was there. If Bernard King was healthy, they would have won. 100%. If Ewing and Bernard King played together, all of that 70s championship drought, that would have been over. We would have won. 100%. It's just, that New York luck. I got to take one more call. We got to get one because I like this. I like Angie. I'm curious to see what she got to say, and then we could go into another topic. Let's see what she got to say. What's going on with Angie? Hopefully she answers. Hey, Angie, are you there?
Hey, Karan. How you doing tonight?
Good, man. I'm talking with my man Arrowhead. Where we going tonight, Angie? There's a lot going on. Where we going?
Okay, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this Giannis because I really think it's a done deal. And, at this point, I believe the packages are already on the table. Giannis has all the leverage. And so I think the pieces that they're just going to figure out is the picks. Where we're going to get the third team, things of that nature. Because Giannis has all the leverage, and as everyone has mentioned. And so we're in the tryout right now. So Mikal, Deuce, everyone, OG, they're all trying out to see, what package I might be a part of. And so
right.
I just want to say that Giannis, I think, is a done deal. And I want to add this too. We keep saying, Earl keeps saying that Giannis owes Milwaukee something. No, Giannis don't owe Milwaukee nothing. He's been loyal to a tier 2 city for years that he could have left. Right. And he stuck it out. And so I think they're going to honor him and just find that best deal where he wants to go. He wants to go to New York. And I think they're going to give him, because of his loyalty over all the years, being stuck in that tier 2 city, won the championship. They're going to go ahead and let him go to the Knicks. I want to say this about Mitch. Pivot to Mitch. Mitch IQ is not high enough to play him with Cat. We're not gonna have no center by the fourth quarter, and so I don't like the double lineup. I like it situational with Mitch coming off the bench, depending on what the matchups are. But far as starting Mitch, no, because Mitch gives you a good 10-minute run with the second unit, sometime with Cat, and then he's huffing and puffing. I don't know if Mitch smokes or what, But if you watch Mitch gonna give you a strong 8-minute run, and that's it. And I want to add this before my time elapses. As far as changing the lineup, I think again that Coach Brown needs to make quicker adjustments. And one of the adjustments is Shamet and Diawara. And the reason I say that
100%.
because Shamet and Diawara, not only can they shoot, they drive the ball, right? They not only can they shoot, they also drive the ball. Deuce and Mikal don't drive the ball at all. So either their shot is on or it's off. And so if they not on, they need to be on the bench. And Diawara and Shamet is the one that needs to get most of these minutes because they're dual threat. They're dual threat. And so I'm just hoping that Coach Brown makes that adjustment because I don't fear Boston. I don't fear Detroit. Nobody in the East. If Brown makes the right adjustment and we come to play, it's over. We win in the Eastern Conference. We are our biggest enemy. We are our biggest opponent. I meant to say, but yeah, it's all good.
I appreciate you, Angie.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you. I love the conversation tonight. Be blessed.
All right.
I like it.
Angie. I knew she was gonna listen. The ladies who listen to this channel, they watch basketball.
I like it.
For real. Yeah, if you got anything you want to add, you can.
It's interesting because we brought up the Yankees, and if anybody knows about Derek Jeter, at the tail end of Derek Jeter's career, there was a contract dispute. He could have left and gone to the Boston Red Sox. He could have went to anybody. There were talks that he might sign with the Boston Red Sox, and then he re-signed with the Yankees, even hating Brian Cashman. And remember, if any Yankee fan out there knows the back end of the story or seen the documentary, Brian Cashman and Derek Jeter didn't make up until Derek Jeter was accepted into the Hall of Fame. That's when he had a conversation with Brian Cashman. They hated each other at the end because he believed that Brian Cashman screwed him with the contract. So I do believe that some players believe no matter what, when the Yankees or even the Knicks, if they feel comfortable around that organization and that organization helped him and his family really succeed in life after being such a poor family coming from, Greece and finding his way to America. And remember, Milwaukee was the one that drafted him just in the nick of time, because if he fell out of that top 15, top 16, he goes back to Greece and probably never plays in the NBA. Probably never plays in the NBA. So I agree with you. Ange, by the way, shout out to Ange. It was a great call. I think that they do owe that team. They do. If I was a player and I was a part of that organization and I was behind that organization all these years and you helped my family and remember when he hoisted up that trophy when they won the championship? What did Giannis say? He said that Milwaukee, this is a family here. This organization brought me and my family here. Literally brought his family there. Who did they bring in this past offseason? His two brothers. So, yep. I mean, gave his two brothers 2 contracts. So I disagree. I think that he owes it to the Milwaukee family on, making sure that they're not screwed on this trade.
Okay. Well, look, I'm going to respond. But before I do, we got to get them likes up, man. Continue to smash the like button. It is important to the algorithm as you guys enter and watch the show. All right. We cooking with hot grease tonight. And if I had my soundboard hooked up, I forgot to hook it up, I would have played the soundbite, but it's all good. Continue to smash that like button.
Beep,
all right.
Beep.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I got to add to it. Yeah, I'm still adding to my setup, but we got to continue because yeah, you got a beep.
I've got a soundboard. I got everything. I got all Ace Ventura.
Yeah, I got it too. I just didn't hook it up. But so what I'm gonna say is that there's no such thing as loyalty in sports. Teams are gonna do what's best for them. A team will not hesitate to get rid of you. If they feel like it's best for their team, you're out of there. They won't hesitate to lowball you, right? They won't hesitate to bring in somebody younger. Yes, it sounds great. And I love the Yankees. Thank God I'm a Yankee fan. I'm glad that we were able to convince guys to stay, even if they're being mistreated or if they feel like they're not getting what they want. But the facts of the matter is that Giannis wants to win. Milwaukee promised him that they would be competitive. They failed to reach his bar. He's ready to be up out of there. Another difference between Jared Jeter, that's like having Kobe in New York. Kobe in LA. Of course you're going to stay. Why would I leave those places? The big markets. Where am I going to go? I'm going to go to Boston to do what? I'm a mega star here. I'm not leaving. What the hell do they got in Milwaukee? Salute to my people in Milwaukee. We do got Knicks fans in Milwaukee. I'm not trying to take a shot at Milwaukee, right? The people over there are great. I met a couple of people from Milwaukee. But the point that I'm saying is his agent is probably pushing him to leave. Nike, who pushes big stars to go to big markets, I know they're behind it. So when he talks about the third party and he doesn't control it, they're all pulling for him to leave. Yes, he may feel conflicted and he may feel like, oh, it's upset, but you got to understand, Isaiah Hartenstein, we made him into a superstar. We offered him the 4-year 72. You know what he said? I'm going to go get my bag. They're offering me $387. And he did the right thing. Why should I settle and sacrifice for an organization that when they feel that they cannot use me anymore, they will get rid of me? We've seen countless examples. We've seen organizations, and this is what I kind of feel is going on with Mitchell Robinson. I'm actually on Mitchell Robinson's side. I think the load management is a bunch of crap, and it's a way to devalue him and his value. That is the truth behind the load management. And it's a shame that I got people telling me, man, that guy, Mitchell Robinson, stay hurt. Every time I'm watching, he barely plays. I said, he's not hurt. So an organization will do these things to diminish your value. So they will have to pay you less. Golden State Warriors, Jonathan Kuminga. What happened with that scenario? The brother clearly, before they got Jimmy Butler, was their second best player. And then when they got Jimmy Butler, he's their third best player. Errol, if you had your third best player, where are you going to put them? Okay, right. So they said, yeah, he doesn't fit in it. You know why, though? The reason why they did that is because they didn't want to pay him the money that he wanted. It was a money issue. So the organization who you won the championship with, who brought you in and groomed you, all of that's crap. You got to do what's best for yourself because they are going to get you first. So if this is your opportunity to become if Giannis came to New York, Errol, he would be the best player in the league.
No question.
100%.
He'd be a superstar.
Like, oh my God. He's right. Imagine if Jokic was in New York, he'd be they'd be talking about Jokic's top 5 ever. Top 5 ever. Same thing with Luka. Same thing. So yeah, I just think that Giannis has to be smart. Matter of fact, really quickly.
I would disagree with Jonathan Kuminga.
Oh, well, okay. But if you want to come in on after that, you can. But I want to say that there's a brother with the Westchester Knicks. Who's my man Mellow Mike? His name is the young boy, Think Pate. For some reason, I thought he was French when I first heard him. I used to call him Think Pate. I was like, why am I calling him that? He's American. Anyway, nonetheless, so he's going to go back. Well, we don't know, but rumor has it he's going to go back to college instead of staying with the Knicks. He's this young phenom. We're trying to bring him up. I applaud him for that. Go to college. Get your money. He'll be a big star in college. Why hang around in the pro level where you may not get time and opportunity? Go back to college. Get more money than you're getting in the G League. All that loyalty stuff, it's just too many examples of organizations screwing players and players nowadays. And people talk about LeBron James. The one thing I do like that he did was he empowered the players to make decisions because organizations, ruthless. You could look at Tony Snell. He just wanted 1 year. We talk about the NBA, supposed to be a great place. He just needed 1 more year so he could get in the pension, and nobody would sign him to do him that favor. So there is not even the Chicago Bulls, the place he spent all these years at. So all of that loyalty talk, man, you could save it for the birds, man. But go ahead if you want to respond.
First of all, LeBron James, you brought up. Now, if you want to, grace LeBron James with all the credit in the world, I have always given LeBron James credit for his game. This guy is an incredible player, one of the top 3 players ever to play in basketball history. He is not Michael Jordan, and anybody to put him in the same conversation doesn't know who Michael Jordan is. I know you don't.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah,
but he believes that he is. Now, when on my show, I call the NBA the LJ, the LeBron James Association, because whatever LeBron James wants, LeBron James gets. And that's the problem right now with the NBA. because the NBA with these rules and the way, and I actually brought up I wrote a story recently that the NBA has become a 3-point game. That's what it is. It's all about shooting threes, talking threes. Let's shoot 38 threes, 48 threes.
Yep.
If you shoot 45 threes and somebody shoots 22 layups, who's going to win the game? Even if you miss half of them, you're going to win the game. And that's what the NBA has transitioned into. So why don't they make a 4-point play? Why don't they make a 4-point shot? Because that's what it's turning into. That's what Adam Silver is pushing it to. Because why? It brings in TV deals. It brings in sponsorships, advertisements. Yep. That's what it is. It's a selling standpoint, the way the NBA has transitioned. Look at the All-Star game. The All-Star game shouldn't even be an All-Star game. There shouldn't ever be an All-Star game anymore because it has no meaning. When you look at the scores of these All-Star games, what is it, 216 to 200? I mean, it's pathetic. Nobody plays defense. When Michael Jordan played, when Kobe Bryant played, when these guys played, did you ever see those scores that way? Never. They played hard. They wanted to win. And that's the problem with the NBA. There's too much love fests. Oh, I love this guy and I love that guy. I'm the brother-in-law of this guy's kid. I don't want to hear it anymore. Go out there and play the game hard. I want to see these guys hate each other. I want to see the Knicks fans hate the 76er fans and their fights happening. I mean, hopefully nobody's killing each other, but
right.
They hate each other.
Oh, yes.
I want to see the Indiana, Detroit vicious beatdowns that they had over the years and hating each other. That's what I wanted to see. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see this garbage. Well, I love you, man. I love you. Or Mike, like you said, Mike Brown after the game, smiling and having such a great time losing a basketball game. That to me is not what drives me to watch the game. And that's what the NBA is selling right now. Why? Because of LeBron James. LeBron James. Love. Everybody love everybody. Has anybody?
Well, no, I wasn't arguing that part. I was just saying the player empowerment of leaving teams and doing what's best for your brand. Now that other stuff, no, I'm with you on that. Yeah, I don't support that. The friends and we all friends. I don't like that.
I mean, you watch the ESPY Awards. You see LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. They all have a love fest for each other. These guys were the greatest basketball players in the early 2000s. I loved these guys playing against one another. But what I didn't know until I figured out is these guys are best friends. They go to their weddings. They go to their kids' parties. They hang out. They go bowling together. I mean, I don't want to see that. Carmelo Anthony being friendly with LeBron James. Did you see Patrick Ewing ever go out with Akeem Olajuwon? Come on, you never saw it. It would never happen. It would never happen. Even the Dream Team, when they were playing on it, when they were practicing against one another, they were beating each other up. Charles Barkley was beating this guy up. Magic Johnson was beating that guy up. And Larry Bird was out shooting this guy right over him. It was competition. That's what we love.
Right.
And sports is not like that anymore. It's a love fest. Why? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. In 2004, a guy named the King gets drafted from, I don't know, Ohio and Akron. And he goes to the NBA and he goes to the Cavaliers, his hometown. And what did he do? He helped them go all the way to the finals, choke against the Spurs, get swept against the Spurs. And when there was an opening to jump ship to go play with his butt buddies, he went there. That's the facts. And that's what's changed the league. Yeah. LeBron friggin' James. The LeBron James Association. That's all I'm going to say.
I hear you. Yeah, I don't like the friend stuff. That part I don't like, but I do like the players' empowerment because, they'll get rid of you, man. And I just think that both the teams and the players should do what's right for them. I'm trying to think where should we go. We kind of mentioned Mitchell Robinson.
Wherever you want to go.
So let's move past that. So let's do the 60, since we talked about rules, let's do the 65 rules, the 65 game rule. What's your thoughts on that? If you want me to go, I could go first.
Yeah,
I'd like
to hear your take.
Okay, so this is the one thing I actually agree with the league on. I think that you need the 65 game rule. I think the owners are corrupt and they have agendas that are for their team, and I feel like they use the games as a ploy. Okay. The proponents against the 65 game rules is the owners doing these things and trying to diminish value, guys sitting out. So that's the dirty side of it. But on the flip side, the reason why I like it is because I feel like ticket prices, we go spend an exorbitant amount of money to go see your favorite player play. And now he's a game time decision. I fly out to California, right? Because I want to see this guy, and he's a game time decision. He doesn't play. Not because he's injured, because load management. Whether or not it goes back to the organization trying to manipulate, where they don't want to pay guys, or they have this false premise that rest is going to make you healthy. And I feel like it's a shame for the fan that goes through that spends all this money. There was a story on the fan who actually traveled, saved up all his money to go travel to go watch a game, but it got postponed. And he didn't get a chance to see his team. And now he took off work, saved up all that money. Yes, he could get his money back from the tickets, but you can't get that time back. What if your job is like, hey, that's all you can get? You can't get that time. So from that standpoint, I agree with the 65 games. Also, I do believe your best ability is your availability. And I think there should be a standard for awards. Like, if you're going to be the MVP, I think you'd have to show up. How many times we've seen 50 game MVPs, 48. We even seen a 48 game. I can't remember who that was, but somebody played 48 games and they won MVP. How is that possible? And then also, like, it gives my guy Jalen Brunson the chance to get in that first team. Give my guy a shot because he was robbed already. Jalen Brunson should have already been a first All-NBA first team that year when he had 29 and Randall went down and he was carrying the team and they gave him 5th in MVP voting. But somehow you could be 5th in MVP and then be 6th in the first team vote. It's just weird stuff. But nonetheless, I think that availability matters. You get a guy like Jokic, now he can't be lazy, right? He can't sit out. Not to say he is. Jokic is very durable. He's one of the more durable stars we got. So it doesn't even impact. So the guys like Jokic and SGA, those guys always play. So those guys are never going to get robbed. Now, Joel Embiid, on the other hand, when he won the MVP, it was hella controversial, right? A lot of people thought Jokic should have won that year, right? I don't think he made the 65 game minimum because it wasn't instituted yet. If he would have had the 65 games, then the rightful guy would have won it, according to a lot of people, right? So I don't think it impacts people, the players, negatively. Only the ones that take shortcuts like Kawhi Leonard. I'm just going to, sit out, load, manage. I'm going to miss this time, hopefully be back ready for the playoffs, and still I'm in All-NBA first team. He's amazing when he's on the floor, but he misses a lot of time. Usually, I'm not sure where he is now. He might be in the runnings now. I don't know. But I just think that the 65 game rule makes it more fun to watch to me, because when I'm watching basketball, I want to see the great players play. Right? You see what I'm saying? Now, LeBron, he's really dealing with an injury. It is what it is. We didn't get a chance to see him. Right? But he's another guy, say what you want about him. He's not, he made the 65 game minimum every year. It's just that this year he's getting old and he's broken down. So the guys that really care, and I think the guys that really deserve it, are not going to get robbed. It's those other guys that's borderline, like Luka who is like, if I feel like showing up, I'll show up kind of vibe. He might get screwed a couple of years, but even Luka is pretty durable as well, for the most part, like in terms of making the 65 game mark. But I think that I agree with the rule, and I think it should stay. I don't think it should go. What say you?
All right. You brought up LeBron James. Maybe he's hurt. Maybe he's not. LeBron James already gave up the season because he pretty much told everybody, including the media, that his team's not going anywhere. They're not winning anything, no matter where they go. So to me, LeBron James was already calling this season a lost season. So hurt or not hurt, he's not playing. So I would go on that to believe that he might not really be as hurt as he claims he is. That's just my opinion.
That's fair. No, that's fair. That's fair.
As far as the 65 game rule, Michael Jordan, and I bring up Michael Jordan because I couldn't stand Michael Jordan. I'm a Knicks fan. I couldn't stand him. Everybody owns a pair of Jordans. Everybody in this world has owned a pair of Jordans because Jordan revolutionized the sneaker brand. Okay. We all know that. That was his mom. Go check it out. There's a movie about it. you understand.
Facts.
Michael Jordan has changed the game. Now, Michael Jordan came out and said this plenty of times on documentary, said that people come to see me. They go to games to watch me, Michael Jordan, play a basketball game. And I want to deliver that to them. I want to give them. They're paying me millions and millions of dollars to go and let these young kids, these young international and national kids, want to come and watch me play. And that's why I made sure that every single game I was in. If you look at Michael Jordan in his career at the top level, he played 82 games a season. He barely missed a game unless he was hurt. So a 65-game rule. There shouldn't be any game rule. Here's the facts. You're making millions and millions of dollars. You got guys that are making super contracts, making 300, 350, 400 million, Jaylen Brown, 500 million. I mean, this is ridiculous amount of money. And these kids are coming to see you play, wanting to see Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, LeBron James, Wembanyama, all these guys, Jalen Brunson. The fact here is you should be pushed to go and play in those games. You should want to play in those games. This MVP, these rules of winning Defensive Player of the Year, the MVP, you got to play 65 games. How about stop being a bitch? Excuse my language. How about going out there and putting up or shutting up? I'm tired of these prima donna players. Ask me a question about this. You guys watch hockey, and maybe your fans, maybe the fans watching the shows never watched hockey.
Some of them do.
All right. So you're hockey fans. You have a best player right now. Matthew Schaefer is the biggest superstar here in New York. He's a superstar. He's a rookie. He's a phenom right now. He was the #1 pick in the draft for the New York Islanders. How many games has he missed so far in his rookie season? None. He doesn't sit out. He doesn't make, I played 20 minutes. My arm's hurting me. I got to sit out. Give me a break. This is ridiculous. These guys are out there to entertain the fans, to bring in new fans, to bring in new sponsors, advertisements, jersey sales. By the way, one of the biggest jersey sales here in New York is Matthew Schaefer. Could you ask me why? Because the kid loves the game. And when you love the game, when you look at guys like Cam Boozer, who's coming into the NBA, or Peterson, or any of these young superstars. And Peterson, we see what he's doing right now in Kansas. He didn't get his whole NIL deal. So you know what he's not doing? He's not playing hard. He's not playing hard. And it's wild. If you were an NBA team right now, are you drafting this kid in the top 3? The answer would be no. I don't care how talented he is. Teams, there'll be teams reaching on him, of course, because they're going to say, oh, it's Peterson. Look at the talent. This guy could be the best player in the draft. Yeah, and he could also be the worst player in the draft because I can name guys like Fultz. Remember him? Remember him when he got drafted as a pick? And everybody said, oh, this guy's going to be great. This guy's going to be a superstar. Well, what? He couldn't hit a free throw. He couldn't hit a shot when he came into the NBA. Greg Odom, he was a great player, gets hurt in the first year and a half in his NBA career. Career over. All right? So what I'm saying here is you go out there and you prove to people why you're worth the money that you're getting paid. To sit out or play 65 games to win an award, is that the argument? Is that what the NBA is selling to the fan? Well, you want Shai to win the MVP this year? Well, he's got to play over 65 games or he's not even going to be in the conversation. How about Shai? Go out there and play over 65 games for your fans. How about Nikola Jokic, who plays hurt? I've seen Nikola Jokic hop on the basketball court and doesn't miss a game. And this man has, when you look at him, he's overweight. He doesn't even look like a basketball player. And this guy does things that I've never seen a basketball player do on a basketball court. Those are the guys you want to root for. Those are the guys that you want to pay to see. And as Michael Jordan said, if you're not in the game and you're not playing, what are you worth? Okay? And that's what I think. That's my take on it.
Errol, I know we have two different ways of arguing it because you're like, you shouldn't even need a rule, right? The problem is the fact that you need the rule. Like, this shouldn't even be a discussion. Like, all right, so I got a stat, right? In the 1990s, star players averaged about 10.6 missed games per season. In the 2020s, that number has risen to 23.9 games. That is the reason why they have to put the load management there, because they don't have the integrity that Errol's saying. So we got to put it there because now you see Tyrese Halliburton, he'll limp out there to go because he know that contract's on the line, right? And Tyrese, to his defense, he really had an injury, but if you put the pressure on those guys who won't miss games, right? Who don't sit out. Jokic and SGA don't need a 65-game minimum. They're going to play. If they're not hurt, they're playing to the point where, y'all got to relax. We want to, bring you back easy. No, there is no bringing me back easy. I'm going straight. SGA had no minutes restriction. He went right in. Boom. No, he did. He had a 32-minute restriction. He didn't play the overtime when he first came. Anyway, nonetheless, bottom line is, those guys, they're there to play. So why are the guys in the 90s with less technology, less science, less doctors, why are they playing all these games? And you guys now are suffering and struggling. I think the load management is the culprit, but that's a whole nother topic. I think that we do agree on the fact that guys do need to play, even if we disagree on the 65-game rule. Really quick, let me get to these super chats. My bad on the super chats, y'all. I got you. My man, him2722 says, I'm confused. I hopped on. Are you the Mitch hater or are the callers the haters? Well, according to many people who call in, I would be the Mitchell Robinson hater. And I'm the biggest supporter of Mitchell. That's the funny part about it. I am the biggest Mitchell Robinson supporter. I want him to play. Do not believe what they're telling you. They're trying to diminish your value. What is your value when you go to the table? They're going to be like, listen, you missed this game, this game, this game. You play half of the time. You play about 17 minutes a game. You want us to pay you how much? You think that So you see, that's the part of the game I don't like. That's why I went to St. John's University. My major was sports management. And I changed my major because I started to see the shadiness of the industry. And I'm like, I wish I would have known about YouTube and stuff then. But anyway, that's another topic. Bottom line is, and what I'm saying is the game could be kind of grimy. And I'm with the NBA I'm with the NBA on this one. Some good guys will be hurt like Halliburton. I felt bad that he had to literally hobble out there because he knew he had to get that. He had to play. And salute to Indiana, even though we hate Indiana. I'm just saying that they didn't try to play with that man's money. I'm serious. They could have been like, hey, we're going to shut you down. The team, that's their doctor. Yeah, I don't think you should go. I know you had 2 more games, but yeah.
Karan, I want to tell you a quick story. So I love Indiana's nice, third jersey. It's like a beautiful, beautiful jersey. So I got my name put on the back of it, and I went out. I'm DJing at a club in the summertime, and I'm just hanging out. I'm getting ready to go up and spin, and these Knicks fans. It was the Knicks in Indiana in the playoffs, and
you wiped out.
They came up to me and they were like, are you a Knicks fan or an Indiana fan? I was like, I'm a Knicks fan. So why are you're wearing a Knicks hat in Indiana? I said, I like the jersey. It's hot. I love the jersey. It looks nice. The colors look nice. My name's on the back of it. I'm not wearing Halliburton's name on it. It's my name on the back of it. What does it matter? Oh, you're a traitor. You're a traitor. So I went on my show a week later and I just attacked the kids. And I told them, maybe you should listen to my take on wearing jerseys and obviously just enjoying what the jerseys look like. I'm not wearing the player's name on the back of it. I'm not.
Right. No, I'm going to tell you what you are, Errol. You're a New Yorker.
I'm a New Yorker.
New Yorkers wear any team color. Yeah, that's what they do. We like colors. We get nice, dress up. That's all it is.
I'm not wearing an Indiana jersey right now. I mean, I don't want to piss you.
Of course, that would be crazy. Yeah, that would have been crazy. Big time to my man Chris that he says, Karan, shout out your boy. Knicks will be champs, aka BS. He needs your good vibes. Listen, man. He's doing he's on his own mission, right? He's doing his thing. Right now, me and him, we're battling in fantasy right now. And I'm getting ready to cook him and he's going to be upset. So, he's dealing with Dak Crim's dad. He's definitely dealing with Dak Crim's dad. Salute to you. Thank you for the member chat. And I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be all right. Why he's upset too, Crim's dad? He had to change. Well, he didn't have to change his name. He decided to change it. He's no longer Knicks will be champs 25-26, unfortunately. So, that may be part of the frustration. And by the way, also, big time salute to my man, J-Tap Mob. Thank you for the super chat, man. Thank you to all the people who sends out supers. By the way, if you can't get on the lines because the lines are jammed, you could always send in a super and we'll definitely read it on the show. So, okay, I thought there would be a little bit more contention with the 65 game conversation, but I guess we're kind of on the same page with that, but just in two different ways of looking at it. And I'm not mad at where you're coming from. I just think that the integrity is just not there, and they could give a goddamn about fans. And oh, you should play this game because of the kid who flew in from Colorado, to come see you. You're his favorite player. His mom saved up 3 checks to come fly out there, and now you're not playing because you got an injury that you really don't have. And it's okay. I'm just going to sit out because I got 4 more games.
Karan, who started it?
Who
started that? Greg Popovich. That's who started it. Greg Popovich started sitting players, using time and making sure that his players were ready for their playoff runs. It was Greg Popovich that started it. And then LeBron James started to tweak it. And he started to do that in Miami. And you saw why Miami. Remember the first season, they lost against Dallas in the finals, and everybody was like, how did this super team lose against Dallas? And then what did they do the next year? Well, they used time consumptions and made sure that Dwayne Wade was healthy in certain, and Bosh was sitting and making sure that he was healthy, and they were all ready with Ray Allen to make their run in the playoffs that year. And they won multiple champions. They won 2 championships after that, back-to-back championships after that. So it just tells you that teams just, they see somebody else do it, and it becomes like an afterthought of what the NBA was. They just trying to revamp the NBA and change the NBA for whatever reason it is. So I didn't like it.
And that's the problem. See, you're missing. See, what they're missing is the resting doesn't help. What helps is LeBron James, Chris Bosh, D Wade. What helps is Tim Duncan, Ginobili, Parker. You got those guys. You can do whatever hell strategy you want. If he would have played those guys, they still probably would have won. Like, I mean, the Clippers can't do that. The Knicks definitely can't do that. We're not winning no goddamn championship. I'll be honest. Whoa, let me relax. I got to slow down. I forgot where I was at. We could win the championship. Yeah, but I wouldn't say that we're a favorite. But I'm just saying that, I just want guys to play basketball, bro. Like, we spend a lot of money, bro. From jerseys, hats, games, flying out, having events. I'm not even doing the watch party that I did last year, the playoff. I'm not doing it. I'm good. We just watch it together online, man. You feel me? So okay, all right. So that we're good. All right. So I got Jordan Clarkson, but I want to tweak this. Besides Mitchell Robinson, are there any other guys? And you could go to Clarkson, but are there any guys you feel that should come in and start for Hart or for Bridges? Do you think that those options were viable, whether it be Clarkson or somebody else? What do you got to say about that?
I mean, if you look at the team,
besides Mitch,
they love Dewar. Everybody loves this kid, and he looks like he is a player, but he doesn't give you enough offense when he does come off the bench. And I'm not starting these guys. And honestly, if you look at this roster, they have depth on the bench, especially at the guard position when McBride comes back. They don't have enough. And I know, like, everybody likes Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson doesn't play defense. He is, to me, he's one of the worst defensive players in the NBA. So you cannot play him a significant portion offensively because he doesn't give you on the other side of the ball. So everybody keeps saying, well, Mitch is not a starter. It doesn't work with Karl-Anthony Towns. Honestly, and that's why Josh Hart had to move to the starting lineup, because Josh Hart makes sense. Even playing small with Josh Hart makes sense. Okay? Yeah. When McBride comes back, I mean, the Knicks are going to move him as a 6th man, maybe a 7th guy until he gets comfortable and he comes back at 100%. But to me, I don't care what anybody says. I am so behind Mitchell Robinson playing a significant amount of time. I'm behind it. I know everybody's going to say, Angie came on and she says, there's no way I'm playing Mitchell Robinson as a starter. That's fine. I mean, that's your opinion. And my opinion is, in the playoffs, you're going to need Mitch. You're going to need him on the boards. You're going to need him defensively. It's something that Karl-Anthony Towns does not do consistently, and that's defend positions. And by the way, I've seen Mitchell Robinson defend the guard position. He has defended the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5. And when you have guys like OG, Mikal Bridges, and a guy of that magnitude, Mitchell Robinson, and Josh Hart, if at some point, if you need to bring Josh Hart and take Jalen Brunson out to be the guard on that defense, you have guys that can completely dominate defensively and rebounding wise. So, yeah, I'm telling you right now, out of all the guys that we mentioned, if I'm taking somebody and putting him in my starting lineup, you can't put Jose Alvarado. He's not a starter. He's more of a 7th guy off the bench. It's either McBride or Mitchell Robinson. No way Jordan Clarkson is in my starting lineup. I would never put him in my starting lineup. I don't even know if I play him a lot because I don't trust his defense to be that good, or even to me, he's exposed in the playoffs against some of these elite teams.
I hear you. I do agree that those would probably be the only 2 options. Even though I don't think Mitch is a good option, I do think that there's nobody else that, besides those two guys. Even Shamet to me doesn't sound. I like Shamet a lot. I just feel like Hart rebounds, and you can't. The defense would be good, but it's just something about Hart rebounding that I don't think that you take him out the starting lineup without replacing that, because you can score. We got defenders, but you gotta be able to rebound as well. And I was hoping that Towns and Mitchell Robinson would work together, but I don't think it's going to work. Even last year's playoffs, it wasn't good. People think that, we won the game. See, what you guys failed to realize was that the double big lineup in that game when they came back and Towns had 20 in the 4th quarter, that wasn't the double big lineup. The double big lineup was a -8. Mitchell Robinson did not play the 4th quarter. And Towns had 20 in the 4th quarter with guess who? Deuce McBride. Now, I'm not saying that's why you should start Deuce McBride. I'm just saying that, the double big lineup, I don't think that we should go to it. I think that you use it in certain moments. They average, I didn't get a chance to say this, they average about 5.8 minutes a game for the year. So even when they were playing together, they were like, when they started together, they were only averaging about 7 minutes. And they're plus 0.7. I think they're overall for the season. It's one of the worst 2-man lineups for the starters. I don't think that is a good idea. Big time salute to my man J-Tab really quickly. He says, no game checks for missed games. I know it would never happen, but it's just a suggestion. That's not happening, brother. There's no way the Players Association is going to agree to that. Could you imagine that? No way. Hell no. You get paid per game. No, there's no way. Come on. Oh, man. These guys wouldn't make, there's guys that wouldn't make any money if you did that. This ain't football.
It would never have worked in the 80s and the 90s. The players would never allow it. I mean, Larry Bird, he played hurt. He would limp. I mean, go watch the Celtic documentary.
Facts.
He would never have sat out. Kevin McHale was hobbling in the playoffs and played with, I think, if I'm not mistaken, a broken foot. I mean, these guys were warriors. It's not like that anymore. And again, it goes back to the prima donna game that the NBA has brought to the vision. And that has something to do with Adam Silver letting the players. And I disagree with you, Karan. I do not believe that the players should be running the league. I don't. I think
no, I don't think they should run the league. No, I'm just saying to make power decisions, like like to be able to go where they want to go.
Got it.
Because the franchise, they're going to trade you wherever the hell they want to send you. That's what I was talking about. Now the friend stuff, I'm not with that. You could be friends, but not when we. I seen Joel Embiid. They're losing by 40-something. He's on the bench laughing. What? I play in the park now, Errol.
Yeah.
Errol, look, I play now in the park. I actually played in a tournament game, and I'm glad that this live stream never got out. My camera glitched. It's great. We got destroyed. I will never go to a tournament with guys who I don't know. It would never happen again. We got destroyed. I was so mad. I'm like, oh my God, this is on live. Then when I seen it wasn't on live, I was like, yes. And I'm not getting paid for this. And I was devastated. You guys getting 40 million, 50 million trying to win a championship. And y'all out there smiling, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm just from a different era in time. I'm with you. See, that part we agree about. But this other stuff, go ahead.
That's why I love Halliburton. everybody hates Halliburton, hates Indiana. But when Halliburton went down in game 7 and he hobbled off and he was crying and he sat there in the back and the cameras were back there. He was watching the game. His eyes were completely locked in on the game. He didn't care about his leg. He didn't care about anything. He cared about his team and that he wasn't out there helping his team. That to me says a lot about the player. Not, laughing in the locker room. Oh, the season's over, but we were there. We were there. Well,
yeah, we made it.
Yeah. We'll have a chance next year or the year after we choke, as Indiana's proving to choke this year, which I can't. The NBA needs to do something about this because it's pathetic. Who wants to see Cam Boozer or a Peterson or DeBeza get drafted to Indiana, and then we have to contend with them for the next 15
Oh, my God.
with him and Halliburton? Who wants to see that? But it's going to happen. Why? Because the NBA doesn't step in. They don't step in. They allow this to
crazy,
happen.
Man. And then the rules, right? I know we're not talking about tanking tonight, but the rule that they want to implement. Bro, first off, Adam Silver, because I read all the news. Adam Silver goes, yeah, we're going to, incrementally institute change. Oh, so you're not stopping nothing. We're going to incrementally do it? So what do you think is going to happen next year? I don't even know all the kids that's coming out next year. The tanking continues. And then teams like us who have protected picks, we sit there and just watch these teams like Washington lose on purpose. They play the young bulls, put them all out there. They look good, talented. And then they just pull it back. It's like a rope trick. It's like, we put the young guy. Oh, they do too good. Hey, take them out. And all to tank, like you said. And it's a shame, that this has to be the case. But Indiana is going to be a problem next year. I'm just letting y'all know. I know this is a Knicks show and we hate Indiana, and trust me, I hate them with a passion. But I do like Halliburton's competitiveness. I love it. I love how he trolled Dame Lillard with the cooking, whatever that his celebration was. I love that. Like that. See, that's that old school. His dad is raising him on some old school stuff right there. Like he has the competitive energy. Yes. Remember that? Yeah, I was getting it. Yeah. See that stuff right there? That gives these Wemby. That's why Wemby's going to listen. If I was a favorite player guy, I abandoned the favorite player now, thing. I don't do that no more. But my favorite player will be Wemby. Easy. He says, I'm the best player in the world. And he wants to win every game. Just look at his face when he loses. Like serious. Like he's not smiling. He's not happy. He cries. It's a big deal to him. Good luck in his second NBA finals. You might get him in the first. When he gets to his second finals, good luck, y'all.
Did you watch him in the All-Star game? Did anybody see Wembanyama?
Oh my God.
And I'm not a big Wembanyama fan. I have my thoughts. Everybody trying to compare him to Michael Jordan, or he's going to be better than Michael Jordan. But here's the thing. I got to give him a little bit of credit. He, in that All-Star game, went out and he made sure he played hard. He wanted everybody to know, you don't want to play this game? That's fine. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to play as hard as I possibly can. So know that every time Wembanyama's going out there, he's going out there to win. He's not going out there to lose. So that's common with a lot of these NBA players. And that's why a lot of people hate the NBA regular season. Like, what good is this? Why what are we watching here? And what we know as Knicks fans is, well, we just want to be on top. We just want to win games because we haven't seen it for like a significant portion of our lives. Think about it. I mean, for 20 years of just terrible basketball, we're in the mecca of the NBA. I mean, New York City, Madison Square Garden. And we have watched, they sell out games and everybody goes to see them and they suck. And now finally we have a team that actually could win. And we're like, oh, we got to win a chip. We got to win a chip. We got to win a chip. But we haven't still seen this team go to the finals. Until we do, we're going to be saying, well, we need to get Giannis, or we need to get Wembanyama, or we need to get this guy, or we need to get that guy. That's the problem. And that, to me, that's where the NBA needs to step in. And that's why my argument here is the players choose what and where they want to go. That should not be going on. The NBA needs to step in and say, and by the way, you mentioned unprotected, protected fans, all the fans out there. The NBA, this is the one thing with the new CBA and the new rules. Get rid of this protected and non-protected draft pick. If you're trading a pick, it cannot be protected. You're trading that for a superstar player. You're trading that for a good player. If you're willing to trade that's a full pick. If you suck next year, That pick's the 8th or 7th pick. That goes to that team. This unprotected, protected crap. This is absolutely ruining the game. Look at the Knicks. Look how bad the Knicks have been screwed. Look at what they did with Porzingis. Porzingis wins a chip. He wins a championship with the Celtics. After going to Dallas, the Dallas Mavericks gave the Knicks 2 first-round draft picks. But guess what? They're protected. And what did they turn into? 2 second-round picks. Garbage that did nothing.
Really quickly, just to add to you, I want to add to you.
Go ahead.
Who would be the 9th pick this year in the draft? Who would be the 9th pick this year if that you could project?
Man,
if you don't know, would it be a really good player?
I think the kid from Houston. We're
okay. So that could be our player. If that pick was 9, he'd be coming to the Knicks. We could have had Derek Lively.
Mm-hmm.
We could have had. I'm like the tanking, bro. It's. I don't know, man. It's just bad, bro. It's like a cheat code, like Indiana. They get Zubac, and all they got to do is get within the 4th, be bottom 4, right, to try to get that 4th lottery pick for anywhere from 1 to 4, because that's where the protection is. So they could draft, like you said, Peterson. They could draft could you imagine Boozer with Zubac and Siakam and Halliburton? Oh my God. Good luck, y'all. Good luck.
It just makes you sick. It makes you sick that the way the NBA works and the NBA needs to step in and they need to do something about it. It's not this year's draft. We've had former GMs and we have guys that are a part of the NBA and have been a part of the NBA for years. They've come on, job on the mouth. We've interviewed them and they told us that 2026 and 2027 are going to be drafts that are going to change the NBA. That's what they said. And they said that 3 years ago. 3 years ago, they said, watch out for 2026 and 27. That draft class, those draft classes are going to be absolutely game-changing drafts. Game-changing drafts. So, and you look at this year's draft, I'm going to tell you this right now, and mark my words, fans, all you fans listen to it. There are going to be 8 superstars coming out of this draft class. 8.
Wow.
Crazy to say that. 8 superstars. There's one from North Carolina, Wilson. He broke his thumb. He broke his finger recently.
Yes. I know you talking about
Wilson.
Damn, I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
Wilson. Yeah. I seen him.
He's going to be a top 5 pick. And Peterson. You have all these guys. All these AJ. He's going to be a top 3 pick. Cam. He's going to be a top 3 pick.
Man.
There's going to be. This is a loaded draft. And you want to be drafted. You want to be drafting in the top 10. You want to, because you're going to get a player in the top 10 that you can build around. And the Knicks had
that could be us.
Yep.
That could be us.
Yep. And they got screwed because the Wizards are choking. And that's what they're doing. They bring in Trey. They bring in Davis. Why do they? And they're sitting them out. Why are they sitting them out? Because they know they're trying to lose. And next year they'll get another young superstar player to come and play with their veteran players that they can build around. And there you go. The Hawks. The Hawks are. I mean, I'm sorry, not the Hawks. The Wizards.
The Wizards.
The Wizards are flying high.
Wizards. Yeah. Yes. Oh God.
The
only teams. The only teams that are going to still suck for sure are the Nets and the Kings. For sure, they're going to suck no matter what. There's nothing they could do. But the rest of those teams are going to be good.
I'm going to tell you guys this. If the Nets get a top 3 pick and they get Cam Boozer, I'm telling you right now, this guy is the best player in this class. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, he's not athletic. He's not this. And this guy is the best player in this draft. I told everybody on my show years ago, my producer will tell you right now, Cooper Flagg in 8th grade, I said, this guy's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft when he gets a chance. I didn't know he was going to Duke, and that's my favorite college team. I had no idea in 8th grade. I said, this kid is special. I watched him play high school ball. I went to see him play high school ball in Maine. Okay. I know what this kid can do. And I got a chance to see Cam Boozer grow up. His father, Carlos Boozer, this kid is special. Carlos was a 16-9 guy. This guy is going to be a 27, 28, and 10 guy in the NBA. This guy is a game-changing player. Power forward.
You think he could revive? You think he could revive the power forward position?
100%. I not only,
you know, the power forward position today is like a guard, kind of.
He is going to not only revive it, he's going to change the game. I'm telling you guys this, and I agree. Mark my words. When you look at the NBA and you watch college, they become more athletic when they come into the NBA. They change their style of game. They lose weight. They got personal trainers. They got millions and millions of dollars. And you're going to say, well, they got NIL deals. Yeah, they're making millions, but he's not making nearly as much when he comes to the NBA and he's a top 3 pick. This guy's going to have his own personal trainer that the team's going to give him food, the way to eat, the way to stay healthy. This kid is special. Watch him play.
He's special.
This guy is the ACC player of the year. This guy is the college player of the year. I don't care what anybody says about AJ, and AJ's a great player. Peterson's a great player. This guy is the best player in the draft. Watch out. Whoever drafts this kid, I'm going to come back, and we're going to be on this show a year, 2, 3 years from now, and I'll say, what did I say? What did I say about Cam?
No, you're right. Yeah, I seen it. I seen it. I told my boy, yo, to me, he's better than Cooper. In college, I don't know if he's going to be better in the pro, but in college, I didn't see Cooper do what this kid's doing. Cooper's nice. He was great. Don't get it twisted. And they had a great team too. That Cooper's team was really good too. But what Cam is doing, bro, nightmare, bro.
Cooper,
like it's
the 2 best rookies right now in the NBA are from the Duke team that went to the Final Four, and they lost against Houston, up 14 with 2.5 minutes left of the game. That's Shire, baby. And I'm a Duke fan, so my producer's sitting here smirking and laughing because he knows what I say about Shire. He should be gone. He gets a 5-year deal after losing that debacle. And then what did he do against North Carolina this year? Choke when they were up by 8 or 7 with what? Almost a minute and 20 seconds left of the game. We saw that debacle too. The fact here is Flag is special. They've got a ton of talent on this team, but that team last year was more talented than this team, and they're the #1 seed right now. And the only reason why they're the #1 seed in all of college basketball is because of that guy, Cameron Boozer.
Big time.
And I'm telling you guys this for a fact. You can watch college basketball more than me. You can say, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you guys right now, this kid is going to be a superstar in the NBA. He'll win an MVP or 2 before his career is over. He's way better than his father was coming out of college.
Oh yeah, that's not Let's not even do that.
Carlos was
he was great, but he ain't I love Carlos. Trust me. That's my man. I used to watch him. Great. But I think the son is he's a little bit higher, but I think we should take some calls.
Absolutely.
The lines are jammed. I want to get some good people on here. So some people who I think who are going to give us some good, commentary, some really entertaining stuff. Some people who may disagree as well. Let's see, because this is the Knicks War Room, and continue to smash that like button. All right, it's very important. Hey, what's going on, Ty? Man, talk to me, family.
Yo, what's up, fam? What's going on?
Hey, man, we talking about a lot tonight, man. We talking about all types of stuff. Where you want to go? Were you triggered? Let's go.
I'm always triggered, man, until we get to the finals, man. I'm gonna be triggered, man. My calls will never be like happy calls, fam. I'm be honest with you.
I know, that's why I got you on here. Let's go.
All right, okay. So I was looking at you and your boy on here. I don't know, maybe I don't know if this is live or not. But,
it's live.
Okay. So look. The issue with the NBA, and I just got to be honest with you, I hear the load management, I hear all the players and Kawhi with Popovich and all that, but the real truth is, man, they don't have love for the game. See, they don't have love for the game. They love the game, right. They like the game,
right?
But they don't have love. Like in the 90s, you talking about the 90s and stuff like that, they had love for the game. That's why, Jordan with the flu game, players, wearing broken masks for broken nose and stuff, they still out there. I'm not saying LeBron didn't do it, but they don't love the game. It's more business-minded now, which I understand that because, people want to change, they, for their families and their lives. I get that part, but you got to love the game. See, they like the game, and because they like the game, it's conditional. If they love the game, it will be unconditional, meaning they're going to play regardless if they can get out there. Willis Reed coming back in through the tunnel, like this is the difference. So I'm not knocking them. It's just this generation, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't love the game. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these kids, and they fathers them played, so they grandfathered in. It's a lot of different demographics to it, where a lot of kids who are hungry, who really love the game, playing at West Fourth and playing at the Ruck and all that, they got to get that shot. AAU, like, they try to get rid of AAU and AAU. So now the NIL. So it's a lot. It's more business minded now. So that took from the love of the game for the league, man. They don't love the game like we used to love it in past time, man. And that's it. That's the only difference. That's the only difference, bro. Because these kids are more athletic. They're like machines out there. And like Mitch, don't even get me on Mitch, man. I'm disgusted. Like, bro, like it ain't even about a paycheck. At the end of the day, Mitch, get out there and play. Get out there and play. We need you to play. Get out there and play. You 7-1. You're not. Nobody in the league is like you when it comes to his athleticism, how big he is, and stuff like that. I mean, he don't have the best offensive repertoire, but at the same time, he's important. But he don't play. He's soft.
Right.
You know, they're emotional. These kids are emotional, like he said about Halliburton. Halliburton, I can't stand Halliburton. I'm sorry, I can't stand his guts. But you know, he reminds me of the kid from Duke. What's his name? The one who just started being good a year and a half now.
Johnson?
What's the guard?
Jalen Johnson?
No. From Detroit. I mean, from Detroit.
Okay, Cunningham?
Yes.
Oh, him and Halliburton remind me of each other. The mannerisms, I can't take them. They're not even that good. I'm sorry. They're okay. They're not even that good. If it wasn't for the role players that play with them boys, and I get Halliburton, you know, he played with harder to choke some. But the point I'm making is these players don't have love for this game. They don't have love for this game, bro. I'm telling you. They like the game. It's conditional. But if they love it, Karan, it will be unconditional. I mean, they will be telling the coach, no, I'm getting back out there. I'm playing. I don't care if my pinky. I've seen these dudes go in the locker room for their pinky bleeding. Get the man. I gotta get off the call, man.
I appreciate you, Ty. I knew you was coming through with the energy. I appreciate you, brother.
All right, fam. All right.
Salute. Hey, I got certain personalities. I know they may say something to trigger you, or it's just gonna be really entertaining. You want to respond to anything he said?
I agree with him. Cade Cunningham, it took him a little while, but he's developed into a great player. You can't like him because he always kills the Knicks, and Halliburton always kills the Knicks. So you don't want to sit there. But guess what? Who beat Cade Cunningham in the playoffs in the first round last year? The Knicks did. And Cade Cunningham is going to come out this year, and he's going to try to destroy the Knicks as he's done all season long. But he's absolutely right. These players do not have any love for the game. It's all about money. It's business now. It's all about business. It's all about how much money you're going to pay me to shoot this basketball, how much you're going to pay me to be one of the best offensive rebounders or blockers in the NBA. This is the problem. It's all about stats. It's a stat buildup. And this is where I go up and I attack the MLB. The MLB going into the new CBA and they're going to go into a strike year. And I've said this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're going into a strike year after this year in 2027. And a lot of people believe that the only sport out of the 4 top sports right now in America, the MLB is the only one that doesn't have a salary cap. You can spend whatever you want on these guys. And I think that the MLB needs to come out shooting fire and saying, listen, we need a salary cap. This deferred money that the Dodgers are delivering and they're buying players and buying championships. This has got to stop. And here's the problem with the Dodger fans. Well, the Yankees did it. No, the Yankees did not do that. When the Yankees were in the 90s, they built around a core and they brought veteran players, guys that understand how to win and how to mix it up with some of the youth and try to win with them. The only time the Yankees bought their championship was in 2009 when they brought in CC Sabathia, AJ Burnett, and Mark Teixeira. They won 1 championship. One, because buying players don't win championships. But in the NBA, it does.
It does. Let's ask the Los Angeles Lakers. Big time salute to my man Tugboat Taylor. He says sports agents are the unsung villains of the modern NBA. Yes,
100%.
I agree with that, Tugboat Taylor. I do think that the agents play a very, very pivotal role in the destruction of athletes for monetary gain. You know, it's all about their percentage. Take this deal. And it may not be the best scenario for the player. I agree with that 100. And then also too, like, you got agent beef. Like, this agent doesn't get along. So now a team that might be a great fit for you, but your agent doesn't like that general manager. And now he's like, well, none of my players are going to come sign for you. But is that good for me? They may be good for you, but that's not good for me. So yes, I do agree that. And then my man AP says, and Rose traded 4 picks. He killed our future. Ooh. What do you think about that? Did he kill our future? Leon Rose. Leon Rose. Leon Rose by trading the 4 picks.
Absolutely not. First of all, those picks are going to be late picks. And if you look at what Rose has done, him and Worldwide West has done over the last couple of years, look at the guys they found in the second round. They found these guys in the late rounds, and it's worked. So Quigley was a guy that they found in the late first round. They got him at what, 26, 27? Look, they used him to get OG Anunoby. Then you look at Kolek, you look at McBride, look at all these guys that they brought in over the last couple of years. They've built around guys that they believed could be pieces, not superstars. And by the way, Jalen Brunson was a second-round draft pick. Nikola Jokic was a second-round draft pick. You can find stars in the later rounds. So to sit here and say that Leon Rose hurt the Knicks and the development of young players or finding players in the future to build on what they have on this roster, I disagree. McBride, guys like McBride are guys that you can channel and win championships with. And again, if you're not drafting in the top 5 or top 7 in most years, you're not getting superstar players. You're getting good players. Once in a blue moon, you'll find a Giannis or a Kawhi,
a Jokic,
or a Jokic. You're gonna find
that's rare.
Yes,
that's very rare. Hello, I do got a caller. Let me see if this person will answer. 646-995. We'll take a couple of more calls just to hear what you guys got to say. I know you guys got a lot to say. You're saying a lot in the chat. Hello, caller.
Hey.
Let the people know your name, where you calling from, family.
Hey, what's up, man? This is James from Queens.
You said Gene?
No, James from Queens.
James, got you. I ain't got your number locked in. But,
yeah,
big time salute, brother. I'm gonna lock it in now. Where you want to go?
Yeah. I mean, I just heard y'all talk about how, like, the players of now, they don't love the game. They not loving the game like players back then, or even in other sports like the UFC. I don't know the ins and outs of the business as far as the NBA compared to like my main sport, which is boxing. But this is true across all sports. I feel like if you're a young athlete, if you're a kid and you develop some kind of love for sport, it doesn't come from a place of money. It comes from a place of competition. Perhaps you want to be the best, and prove to the people around you, your friends, your family. You love the competition, and you become one with the sport. A lot of these NBA players, they started very young, and I'm inclined to believe if you start young in any sport, it doesn't come from a place of money. So maybe this is a conversation, although it might be true that, hey, maybe it is true. These players in their late 20s, early 30s, start to view the game as far as like business wise, and might not love it as much because that kind of ruined it for them. That might be true, but that also could be a problem coming from the league, because I know every rookie in the NBA wants to play hard. Every rookie wants to fight for minutes because they don't have that money yet. It's the same with the UFC. It's a one business. It's a one organization, and they don't pay their fighters that much. Maybe that's not the best case scenario for these fighters because they're underpaid, but they want to fight every fight, and it doesn't matter if they're 35. They want to fight because they're not getting paid. So I don't know if maybe we're paying athletes too much. Maybe it's something deeper, but it's hard for me to believe that athletes right now, NBA players, late 20s, that they just don't love the sport because the league didn't kind of skew them in some kind of way. But another thing, I'm wondering, I want to leave off with a question. We were talking about, I heard you guys talking about like how tanking is so prevalent nowadays. I'm not too sure, or I'm not that informed on like some of the points that people might say or opinions, like how we can fix this. I'm wondering what you guys might have to say with that, because we did talk about how it's bad, but I didn't hear you guys talk about like how we could change it. I don't know too much, but I'm kind of thinking like, what if the lower or the higher the pick is, like closer to 1, the more value it has, and that value could affect how often you could receive a high pick. Maybe in some years, I don't know.
All right, family. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna lock in your name so next time you call, I know who you are, brother. Big
Mhm.
time salute. I remember you called
I
before
know.
though. Big time salute.
Yeah. I'm gonna see.
All right.
So
Oh, I ain't even hang it.
I
Go
want to
ahead.
answer his question. So
Go ahead.
first of all,
Yeah.
he had said some interesting stuff, and he brought up the UFC. And I don't know if anybody knows this. Ronda Rousey is coming back to mixed martial arts. She had concussion problems. She had 5 concussions. Dana White told Ronda Rousey her career is over. That's why she went to the WWE. That's why she got the contract
Right.
from Triple H. She was making 10 million. She never made that kind of money. And
Wow.
so now she's coming back, and she reached out to the UFC and she said, well, how much are you going to pay me for this fight? Jake Paul is offering me this kind of money to be on one of his cards. Jake Paul offered her a lot of money because Jake Paul is attacked Dana White over the last couple of years on the way he treats his fighters.
Of course.
Now, Gina Carano is one of the best fighters in the women division for many, many years, and so is Ronda Rousey. They've always wanted to fight, and now they're going to get a chance to fight. They're going to be fighting for millions and millions of dollars instead of hundreds of thousands of dollars on a UFC card. Now, when he said something about kids and kids are playing for the love of the game when they're young, I'm around, me and my partner over here, who is my producer. He's a play-by-play guy. I'm a color commentator for a lot of football games out here in New York for 495 Elite. We talk to the parents. We speak to a lot of the up-and-coming players, some of these high-profile 4-star, 5-star recruits that are going to play college ball. These parents are not about their athletic gifts, and they're all about the love of the game. These parents are pushing these kids because either they're trying to get these kids full scholarships to go to college so they don't have to pay out of pocket, or they believe they're the next superstar in the NFL and they're going to make millions and millions of dollars and take care of the family. That's the way it works now. It's not. And listen, James, by the way, great call. And comparing the UFC to the NBA, I wouldn't compare it because Dana White took a sport that was pretty much lost and created weight classes, changed the game, changed a different way of looking at the beauty of the sport, different styles of combat fighting and all that other stuff. But what he didn't do is, and this is why Jake Paul has come out, and that's why a lot of boxers have come out, Ryan Garcia said it, and taking shots at the UFC, is they're not paying their fighters because the UFC has worked these different events. They're making millions and millions of dollars, selling out forums and stadiums. Why? Because they know they can, and they have control of what these players and these fighters are going to be making. So John Jones, do you know why? And I don't know if anybody knows this. John Jones took a hiatus for 5 years to fight his one heavyweight fight, which he won the heavyweight championship, and now he's disappeared. He's not defended. He's not going to fight Espinal. He decided not to fight Espinal because he thought it was a mismatch because Espinal probably would have kicked his ass. Okay. And here's the facts. John Jones just attacked the UFC recently because he wanted to be on the White House card, and he thought the UFC smacked him in the face. Well, my question here to all the UFC fans and sports fans out there, what has John Jones done that could benefit the UFC after taking a hiatus for 5 years? One, just to get his weight up to fight in one fight. And then two, ladies and gentlemen, get in trouble, sniffing cocaine, getting drunk, spinning out his car, doing all these things that made him look bad. And the UFC kept him, and he still made millions and millions of dollars off of because he was the superstar. So here's the problem right now. If you want more money, and if you're going to go out there and prove your worth, then do it. Stop bitching about it. Stop crying about it and do it. Because that's the problem with sports right now. These players, they can cry all they want. They're going to make as much. If there's no, like, if there's a guaranteed money, there's 13, 14 guys on a basketball roster. There's these guys, these fighters, they're fighting for themselves. They're fighting for their trainers. They're fighting for their team. That's the difference. They got to pay all those guys. What does an NBA player have to pay? No one. They're aging.
Right. There's no comparison.
No, there's no comparison. So you can't really
Yeah, there's
compare
no
it
comparison.
because there's no comparison. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I just wanted to give my take on
Yeah,
that.
no, I got you. No, that was good. That was a great response. I don't know much about the UFC. I got to get into it. I'm more of a boxing guy.
I'm a boxing guy too.
Um, I,
I'm both.
yeah, I know. Yeah. We gotta, we gonna talk boxing. Whoa, hold up. My boy just told me that Bam Adebayo scored 83 points. What the hell is going on tonight? Bam Adebayo, 83 points. Who the hell they played? A G League team? That's great. I gotta check that out. But hold on, we did get a call back. Hold on, let me get my man Ty on the line. He got some more he wants to say to us. And but Detroit, listen, you guys are banned right now. All right. Knicks Nation don't want y'all to call up. Number 9. I love you, number 9. You're a great guy. But I'm keeping it real. They don't want Detroit right now. You feel what I'm saying? I told y'all. I see y'all smacking the Nets. You don't get credit for that. Call up after a loss. All right? And we win. Then we'll allow you to call up. Anyway, what's going on, Ty? Where you want to go, brother?
No. I just want to respond to my man who came on after me. He missed what I was saying. What I'm saying is the players don't got love for the game. They don't. We're not talking about when we was young. We all loved the game when we was young. We all believed we was Mike and all of them. We had the love then. We had the love. I'm talking about when they get to the league. If he don't know people or if he never got to that level, he wouldn't know that they coach you. They teach you about your finances, the people you're supposed to hang around, all these different aspects that come with it. That can deteriorate. That can actually affect your mindset when it comes to loving the game because you're like,
See what happened to Max Crosby?
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, we good. My fault, man. My computer, I don't know what the hell just happened. It started. Oh
That's
man,
all right.
my man was on the middle of his call. Man, hold on.
Popped right off.
This is good because if this was OBS, we'd be done, man. Continue to smash that like button. We are still here. All right. I gotta let this brother finish his call, man, and then we'll go from there, man. I'm sorry about it. I don't know what the hell just happened. It was
all
the
right.
weirdest thing I've never seen that before. Oh,
It's because of me. It's because I'm here.
Nah. You're doing a great job. Hopefully y'all feel the video, y'all. Continue to smash like button, man. This is the Nick War Room. You know, we had some technical difficulties, but we doing a great job. We working through it. Continue to smash that like button. All right. And I'm working on getting the caller that was on back on, and so he could finish his call. But if you guys did want to call back, you know, to speak to each other, like he wanted to make sure he clarifies position, you guys can by sending in a donation. Okay. Send in a donation, $5 callback rule is in effect, and you will be able to call back in.
10
all right.
seconds.
And you get an additional 2 minutes. Okay. So that's what the brother just did. That's why I got him, man. Hold on me. I don't know what happened to my phone. Okay, there it is. It's loading up. Everything is loading up, y'all. You know, so but in the meantime, in between time, any thoughts on what he was saying? I mean, they were going in about the players and their salaries.
I agree with him. I think obviously the NBA, and we'll go back and forth with it. I mean, think about it. I don't know if anybody just heard that Max Crosby was traded to the Baltimore Ravens, and now there was a story that came out, and I don't know if anybody is a football fan here. Think about this. This has never happened. I've never heard a story like this. This was a huge trade in the NFL. Max Crosby goes for 2 first-round draft picks to the Ravens. And then all of a sudden, this story came out. The Baltimore Ravens have backed out of the trade agreement for Max Crosby and will have no further comment at any time moving forward. Think about that. You will hear this. This happened over the weekend. This happened over Friday. And then all of a sudden, wave. Now, nobody knows why this happened, but think about this. Max Crosby is out there, and the Ravens Ravens do not own the rights to him. He's going back to the Raiders. So this is crazy. What it tells me right now with sports is no matter what happens, you're going to see things that you're not going to like, or you're going to see things that you're going to agree with. The fact here is money is money. And these guys, all they care about is how much money they're going to be covered, how much their families are going to be covered in the future. It's not Jalen Brunson. I got to give Jalen Brunson a little bit of credit. Jalen Brunson took 2 small contracts, 2, I think, lesser contracts to come back to the Knicks to try to bring back a chip because he loves this organization so much. And what did he come back? He was on a magazine, he was on a podcast, and he said, well, I hope this team takes care of me in the future. But you know what it is hoping, like you said, there's no viable thought that a team is going to take care of you, even if you bring a chip home to the organization. The fact here is it's business, and that's the way.
Bingo.
That's the way it's going to be treated, no matter what. It's all about business. It's about how much money you're going to bring me, how much money are you going to how many championships are you going to deliver me in the long run out of it. It's all about championships. It's not about MVPs. It's not about how many defensive player awards or all NBA, your first team, second team, third team. Nobody cares about that. They care about how many championships. Kobe Bryant said it best. I don't care about how many awards I win, as long as I win the chip.
Right.
So
Bingo. Let me get the brother. He's ready actually to come back on. Let me see if he answers. He said he was calling, but he messaged me saying okay, there you go, man. I'm sorry, man. My computer restarted, brother.
No. Hey, it wasn't meant for me to make that statement.
No, it is. Go ahead.
All right. So just real quick, man, just to
put it into it.
The line. Yeah, man. So I'm just saying, man, we all had love for the game when we was young, man. We innocently played that game because we believed we was those superstars that we saw. Those superstars inspired us as young children, man, young kids, man. Um, to go ahead and want to have aspirations to be like them. And when you look at it now, the league coach you. When you come into the league, they tell you, okay, they have a whole little plan together where you got to watch your friends, you got to watch this and watch that, and this is what you do with your money and all these different things. So now it's like you become business minded. So when you're looking at the James Hardens and you're looking at the Ben Simmons and you're looking at all those guys who took the part. And when I say James, I'm just saying like, you know, I just think something else with James Harden because people wonder why he be checking out during the playoffs. But I'll leave that alone. I'm just saying, man, they don't have the same love for the game that they had when they was young. And that's where the league has went, and that's where it's gone. And that's why everything is business minded, load management, all those things tanking. All of that is about just finances and business, man. And I'm not knocking. I want all of us to get our money. We all know the history of the world, but at the same time, you got to have some sort of love for this game. And most of these players like the game, man. So he didn't understand what I was saying. He made a statement about he think that they love the game. Yeah, they loved it when they were young, but now you got NIL creeping into the high school. I coach high school football, and these dudes have NIL contracts already. What are you telling them? They name, image, and likeness. What are you telling them? What are you telling them about business and finances at that age? They getting hip to it. They know they're getting educated on it. So how much love they gonna have for the game when they're looking at it as a business? Come on, man.
No, I definitely hear you. I think the business definitely plays a role there, and
it affected it, man. Yeah,
it definitely does, man. But I appreciate your time. If you ain't got nothing else, I'm on your point.
Yeah, bro. That's it, fam. That's it.
Great call, and we appreciate you, brother.
I'm here, bro. Yep. All
right, big time.
He said something very interesting, and I don't know if anybody knows who Sonny Vaccaro is. Sonny Vaccaro was the guy that signed Michael Jordan. And he was the one pushing for NIL deals, bringing in money for colleges and college players. He's the one that really has redefined the sneaker deals. He's the one that, if you think of Charles Barkley and all these other guys, Sonny Vaccaro was the one that brought these guys to Nike. So, and he's been pushing NIL and money to go to these college players. I've been pushing it. Look at guys like Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush was taking money from USC. His family got $100,000. He won a Heisman. Okay. He goes to the NFL. He's a top 3 pick. And maybe he's not as great of a player as everybody thought he was, but he was a good player. He was a pretty good running back. But after they found out that, the NCAA found out that he was taking money, they took his Heisman Trophy away. They took the championship away that they won. And he was never invited to go to any USC games or even be considered a USC Trojan. Think about that. And now he got his Heisman Trophy back after the NIL and after all the stuff. Johnny Manziel was making money off his name for years, and nobody said anything. And then all of a sudden he got caught, but he kept his Heisman Trophy. They never grabbed it and took it away from him. So, and I know Johnny Manziel. I've had Johnny Manziel. I've interviewed Johnny Manziel, and I don't know personally Reggie Bush, but I've met Reggie Bush. I respect Reggie Bush and what he said. He is still, to this day, not gone to a USC game because of what they did to him. And the fact here is, the problem right now in college sports and even high school sports, and I absolutely agree with this guy, the guy that was just called. What's his name? I'm sorry.
Ty.
Shout out to Ty. I agree with you. These kids are now making money. Is it really the love of the sport now, or the love of the money that they're going to make in the future? If they're bringing in thousands and thousands of dollars and they're 16-year-old kids, 15-year-old kids. Dude, I met a kid that got a full scholarship to play for Syracuse Division I football, and he's 13 years old. 13 years old. He guaranteed to go to college for free, and he's 13 years old. He doesn't have to play football for the rest of his high school career. He's got a full scholarship to play football. That's the problem. if there's got to be some kind of correction with the NIL deal. I agree that these kids should be making money. College players should be making money, but it has to be controlled. And now that you see, now you have these NCAA players. Why am I going to the NBA? Why do I have to? I can make $7 million, $8 million for the next 4 years, be a superstar here, more than that, and then go to the NBA and double up. Double up. So, yeah, it's all about the money.
And if you don't, and even if you don't, like, you already made enough money than you would. Because, you know, some of these guys at the bottom, like two ways, they make a couple of $100,000. In college, you're making way more than that. You know, the stuff that goes on in Westchester is amazing, that I hear what those guys got to go through. And so, you know, I think that it's going to make, and this might sound crazy, but I think the American kids are going to be better from staying in college, learning the game. Now, I don't like the switching. Like you said, there's certain things that they got to fit. I don't like that you could just go to another school just like that, so easy, boom. You know, that's a little too much for me. But besides that, those guys staying in college, you know, getting their game up instead of having all these guys thinking they're good enough to leave after freshman year when you know you're not that good enough. I do like that part about it. Guys staying longer, you know, 5 years, you know, really working on your craft. And I think it's going to make the American game better if they get that part right that you're just talking about.
Proof is in the
just
pudding.
Controlling the money.
The proof's in the pudding. Think about quarterback play. Look at all the quarterbacks that decide to go into the NFL draft. You got to play 2 years of collegiate football. I think it's 2 years, right?
Right.
It's
two or three, right?
3 years. 3 years of collegiate football. You don't even have to play. You could be redshirted. As long as you're a part of that roster, you are considered 3 years. And then you can go into the NFL. But here's the thing. Why would I have to? Think about it. Bo Nix play 4 or 5 years. If you look at statistics will tell you the longer you play college ball at the quarterback position, the better you are in the pro game. The better you are. I mean, think about all the quarterbacks that were not. I could go with the Jets because I'm a Jet fan. Think about Mark Sanchez. He was told by Pete Carroll he should have played another year. He said that he should have sat and played one year of college ball. He played in the Rose Bowl, played well, and then he decided to go into the NFL draft. The Jets drafted him. They moved up with the Browns to get him at the number 5 pick. He did go to two AFC title games, and then what happened? He flaked out. This is the problem. If you think about the quarterbacks, you look at success stories. Tom Brady, how many years did he play in college football before he went into the NFL? It was over 4 years. And he was a backup quarterback behind Chad Henne. Okay. So the fact here is the proof's in the pudding. Play longer, learn the game better, and you'll be better as a pro player. So, and now that, why go to the NFL? Why go to the NBA? Why go into the MLB? You have to. I mean, there's no argument to that.
There's no alternative. Yeah. You got to go.
Even the NHL, you have to go and play pro hockey as quick as you possibly. But the two sports that you don't have to, the NBA and the NFL, because you're going to make so much money going and playing college ball. So I'm just sorry. I agree with the kid. I agree with Ty. I agree. Absolutely. It's all about money. It's not about love. It is not about love anymore. It's about how much are you going to pay me? You going to pay me millions? I'm coming back.
I'm coming. That's it.
You want me to go in the portal, play for NC State or North Carolina because you're going to give me $8 million on the table for me and my family to eat? Well, feed me. I'm going. So that's just the way it goes, guys. And it's all about money now. It's not about the love of the game anymore. I agree with you. I agree.
And that's the problem, man. But Arrow, man, I appreciate you. This was a great show, man. We're definitely going to do more of these Knicks war rooms. Let the people know about your show, man. Job in the Mouth.
Absolutely, guys. Go check us out. Job in the Mouth. We're on Spotify and Apple. We're in the top 200 in the country right now. We're killing it. We had 16,000 downloads yesterday. Tonight, I think we have over 12,000. We're killing it every single day. And we talk all sports. We get into it from college to the NBA to the NFL. We just tell you how we feel. We get a lot of great guests. Like Karan said in the beginning of the show, we had Chris Childs. We get a lot of NBA players, NFL players, NHL players, MLB players, and analysts. We get them all. Writers, all of them come on our show. We argue, we interview them, and have a little bit of fun. It's a round table of craziness, so you'll love it. YouTube, Job in the Mouth. If you don't know who Joppa Chamberlain is, he's a former New York Yankee. We're actually moving to a new name, and I'm going to make an announcement. It's going to be called the New York's Sports Loudmouth. It used to be called the Sports Loudmouth. It's going to be New York Sports Loudmouth. And we're going to have Quentin Coples joining us, ex-New York Jet, first-round draft pick. That's going to be happening very, very soon. Job is still going to be a part of the show, talking a little baseball with us, but Job is very, very busy right now with his business ventures. But we have a killer show right now, and I'm happy. Me and Karan have been, speaking him, Maxine. Maxine's the producer, and she's doing such a great job on the back end. I'd like to thank both of them, and I would love, and we've been discussing on doing this more often and being a part of the show together. So I'm excited moving forward with the Knicks War Room and some of the Knicks content that we're going to put out in the near future.
Big time, man. I appreciate you, Earl. And to all the people, thanks for rocking with us. This was the Knicks War Room. So on the way out, if you didn't do it, smash that like button. And I will be back. I'm here twice a day, every day. So I want to give y'all a big time salute. And until next time, as always,